Quick Hands Rugby League Podcast, episode 89. Welcoming back everyone. Tanya, Artie, George, great to see you guys again.
Hey, welcome back, everybody.
How is everyone?
We made another week.
Another week.
We made it through.
A week closer to depression.
Oh no! Don't start
Three
me.
more games, George. 3.
Oh no! Don't worry. I'm taking those pills you gave me. So I hope they help because at the moment they're not helping. They're not helping. Anyway.
Dr. Bombay's on standby for you.
Dr. Bombay.
Therapy.
Yeah, good.
Bewitched, isn't he from Beach?
Yeah, Bewitched. Dr. Bombay.
Dr. Bombay.
Tan, how are you?
Good. It's been a week. So yeah. And it's still good watching. It's good watching the games, right? Because I'm not really emotionally invested.
Yeah.
The women's one I am.
So much easier to watch, isn't it?
George, where's week 2 of the finals?
In the can, Nicola, in the can.
In the can.
That's
Let's
it.
rip into controversy corner. So the first thing is our mate Addo Carr. He's been officially sanctioned by the NRL and he's facing a 3 to 4 match ban.
Wow.
Not
So-
consistent.
Not consistent.
Well, Latrell and other people, Munster and all that got 1 week. Why did he get 3 to 4?
Yeah, I don't know. Could it be because he lied? I
Maybe
don't know.
because he lied.
But
that's-
He can't lie to Canterbury.
But yeah, that's a doggy thing.
They said it was to do with
Yeah, it should be.
Yeah.
Not an NRL
he
thing.
did something last year as well.
Oh
or
yeah, he got
something.
knocked out in the Curry knockout.
Yeah.
Pardon the pun.
Yeah.
But apparently there was a suspended sentence from that. That was that if he did anything silly, then that would be reenacted. So I think that's adding 1 game onto the ban. So I think it's a 4-game ban in total and a $35 fine or something.
Okay. Look, from the NRL, obviously it's inconsistent. But his days are numbered at the Doggies. We all know that. He's been a troubled or a problem child all year. Gus even said that. We've persevered, or we're giving him a lot of rope. We've given him a lot of rope this year. So obviously he's not going to be a doggy. He's not going to be a doggy next year. But
They're already trying to negotiate with other clubs. So they won't sack him because if they sack him, they have to own the contract and the total amount that's involved. By negotiating him, they can, make a deal with another club and only pay part of the contract.
Get something.
They want to get a couple of $100,000 at least out of it rather than pay the full freight on letting him go on sacking him.
it's good business.
Of course.
Good business.
Of course.
Guys is not going to give something up. What was the other scenario with the St. George winger, the swap?
Ravioli.
Yeah, keep him away from my club, please.
Oh, come on, mate.
You don't like him?
I don't need that shit. I've got enough problems in my life.
Are the Dragons talking to Addo Carr though? I read that this week.
Who?
So
The Dragons.
Canterbury made a swap deal offer, or was it the other way around?
St. George.
St. George made an offer
Flanagan.
to swap Ravilara with Addo Carr, and Canterbury said no.
Yeah, okay.
He wouldn't have went anyway because, like I said, they can't even recruit
Debbie from the
Debbie
cake
from
shop.
the cake shop.
So-
Debbie.
but apparently some English Super League teams are interested in Revelawa. So
Really?
yeah, that's what I'm hearing. So,
I don't think
Good killer
Addo Carr will have a problem finding a new club.
That's not the issue here. The issue is he'll find a club, and not only he'll find a club, they'll do a swap deal somewhere along the way.
I don't want him personally.
There's 2 issues here. One of them is that once again, we keep on saying it. NRL are selective. They do what they want to do.
Yeah.
There's no consistency here.
no.
You know what I mean?
No, there isn't. Not at all. Because
how about Monster and his mate, whoever?
they what was it, 1 game ban?
One game.
Val Holmes posted a photo with a bag, and what did he get? 1 game ban?
He only got
Great
one.
Trindle got none.
Yeah,
Nothing.
None. I mean, the clubs sanctioned him, but
Yeah.
from the NRL, nothing. So that's the issue more than look, he's gone. We know that.
He won't be a Bulldog.
He's
next
not.
year.
When it happened, what did I say? He won't
Yeah.
play. He won't wear blue and white again.
Yeah.
So anyway, you know what? Addo Carr. I don't know if I should go down this line again.
Come on, George. Turn it up.
He's a silly young man because he's in a window of where he can be financially prosperous. and he, hopefully he doesn't blow it up because I like watching him play.
Seriously, where do you see that guy 10 years from now?
Don't do it to me, Nico. You're pushing all my buttons. With Latrell somewhere, maybe.
Same haircut.
You know what's freaky about the NRL, and this is what annoys me, right? I follow the soccer closely, right? I follow the EPL, I follow the Italian soccer, I follow everything, right? Apparently in soccer, nobody takes cocaine, no one does anything.
Well,
You know why? Because the media don't give a shit. They all talk about the game, let the players do whatever they want.
We don't care.
Just report what's on the freaking field.
You know about Maradona and Napoli, right?
Oh, that came out in the documentary afterwards. But during this time there, we didn't know anything.
They were pumping him full of it.
Yeah,
he never trained. He never trained until Wednesday every week.
But
because back then they only played on Sundays.
Yeah.
And he never trained until Wednesday because from game day up, he was just bagging it for that.
But it wasn't in the paper
on Wednesday.
It wasn't in the paper. We didn't know at the time.
Yeah, but
that's how it should be for the NRL.
Yeah.
Why do they put so much rubbish about the players? What they do in their spare time?
It's clickbait.
It's the media.
It's not clickbait. It's ridiculous. It's them trying to rubbish. Then put the NRL in the gutter. Look after the game.
Yeah.
If you're going to report on it, look after it.
Artie, you know what? Every time these incidents come up, what do we say? We don't care what they do. We don't care what they put up their nose, up their ears. We don't care about those things. We just care what they do on Saturday night. So,
yeah, it's just annoying, mate.
I think it's containment, right? So Latrell, it was some random chick that spoke about it, and then also, how did it get out so quickly about Addo as well? So it's containment. I imagine, like in the EPL, the football players, like they are probably trained better in PR and things like that. Like most of these guys have been tripped up because they're doing things that they shouldn't be doing with people that aren't trustworthy.
Seriously,
that's how it gets there.
Seriously, Tanya, in world football, and I'm referring to soccer, they're professionals.
No,
when you compare them to rugby league players, right?
Yeah,
it's a whole different level of professionalism. These guys,
I
love rugby league, but it's meat hitting meat, right?
Yeah,
those guys are professionals.
But we don't know that.
They know how to conduct themselves. They know how to speak very eloquently when they do press conferences. They're like, hey, brah. You know what I mean? It's two different things.
I just think we just don't hear about it. That's why we think they're professionals, but they're probably just the same.
There's more media. They get hundreds of reporters at training sessions.
Exactly. I know. I don't know, man. It's just annoying. I just hate reading about DUIs and stuff. Like, big deal.
I know. Yeah. Anyway, we'll see. We know he's going to get a 4-game ban, right?
Yeah.
From the governing body. So we'll see what jersey he's wearing next season, if any.
Probably be orange and black, I'd say.
So you reckon Tigers? That's where he started.
Probably go.
Yeah.
We don't want him up here. You guys can keep him down there.
Yeah,
Thanks,
I don't want him.
Thanks,
I don't want him.
Appreciate it.
You know what? The players seem to enjoy having him around. Like, he seems like a team player. Like,
yeah,
you can tell he's a class clown.
What I've heard, they're all dirty.
Because of the incident? Yeah, but before that, they weren't.
Imagine
playing around him.
The distraction during the week, and obviously he's not playing, which is a huge loss. It rocked the boat.
Yeah, I heard the senior players are dirty.
It rocked the boat.
I agree with you. You know what? It's something we shouldn't be talking about, really.
Yeah.
I honestly believe that. I have no emotion about it. I really don't care. He hasn't had an extremely good season, I suggest to you. Obviously, like you say, Gus wants him gone because he needs his money. Okay, so maybe RCG uses on RCG.
I think Gus just doesn't like being lied to, and made a fool of.
Well, what did I say when that?
Remember
happened?
the Breakfast Club? And I will not be made a fool of. Anyway, we'll see what happens, right?
Let's see what happens.
Canon Ponga has created a shitstorm by declaring
I thought that would be the first thing that George would talk about.
Sorry?
I thought that would be the first thing George would talk about.
Yeah, no, I had to attack Adokar first. But, so Canon Ponga has declared himself unavailable for rep footy, and everyone's blowing up the Lux about it. I personally don't see the big deal.
Me too. I agree with you.
And the NRL is saying they might slap a ban on him now.
Why?
For what?
For what?
For making yourself unavailable for something you haven't even been picked for yet?
Exactly.
I don't understand it.
He's had a lot of injury problems and stuff like that. The guy just wants to concentrate on Newcastle. Let him be.
Yeah.
Who cares?
But here's the thing.
He doesn't need extra games.
After all this hoopla and the NRL threatening and all the rest of it, and Mal Meningo going off all this stuff, right? If Ponga comes out tomorrow and says, well, it's a mental health issue, everything changes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
right? But
He should
I,
do
I
that.
reckon
But
I
yeah.
reckon full credit to him because he was honest. He said, "I want to concentrate on Newcastle. I want to win a premiership. I want to be a player that the club can be proud of, and I'm not there yet. And I want to focus on that. And
Good
I
on
don't
him.
see the problem with that.
I
As a
feel like he
Newcastle fan, I applaud it.
What kind of like? How could you ban someone for making himself unavailable for rep footy? George?
T.
I think he just didn't need. I think he should have just spoken to Meninga. You know what I mean? Like we didn't need this like display of like him because everyone's
Yeah,
divided.
true. He could have just called Mel.
Yeah, and had a
conversation, right?
But and then even if someone spoke about that conversation, it could be left to an opinion. He's actually gone out and said it. And I think because I was reading about that today, the NRL is saying, they would expect players who aren't seriously injured to, represent their country. I think it's more like, people are offended that he doesn't want to represent Australia. That's what it is.
Yeah, because there's I read that it's actually contractually within the contract that you can only do it if you're injured. So
yes.
yeah. Again, he could have gone to his club and said, "Hey, tell him I got a tight hamstring or something." But he actually did the right thing by saying, "Hey, well, this is the honest truth. I don't want to make myself available for these reasons."
Did Kalen have a press conference? I missed it.
No, he just said, "I'm not going to be available for selection."
He didn't say it. His father said it to the club, and they reported. That's what actually happened.
Well, his father is manager.
Yeah.
So what's the problem?
I'm torn between two lovers with Toilet Boy. You know what? I believe in freedom, and I believe in the freedom of choice. If I want to say something and do something, I shouldn't be scared of saying it or doing it. But there's sometimes there's some circumstances. When you grow up, and this is more aimed at his father more than Kalen, because I think Kalen's a good boy and he's a good family man, and listens to Dad whatever Dad says, and so he should. He's his manager. When you grow up in New Zealand, in the housing commission, and you.
Well, I haven't, but
yeah. But that's how where he grew up in the rough streets of, and I'm talking about his father, the rough streets of Auckland there on housing commission, and then went to North Queensland. Same sort of scenario up there in housing commission, and I forget his father's name. He got lucky. His son has got some extraordinary talent. His son does things that most players can't do. So his dad manages him, and look, to and fro, and he's the highest paid player in the game. No problem. You can get 1 cent extra from these clubs. Get whatever 1 cent extra. The green and gold jersey. I'd give my right testicle to put on right. Sorry, T. My right testicle to put a green and gold jersey on.
How much do they get paid for representing Australia?
I don't know, 40 grand.
Well, he's obviously turning down a lot of money.
Yeah, no problem. It's not about the money now. He's the highest paid player. Scaled up to 1.4 next year. Okay. Worth every cent because he's played.
Maybe it doesn't mean that much to him.
He's played 14 games this year, so he must have repaid the club fully because he's played 14 games. And to add his thing, he wants to concentrate on. Maybe
the green and gold jersey doesn't mean that much to him. Well, who are they playing against? Solomon Islands.
That's not,
you know what I mean?
No. Right. That's not the issue. This is the issue because players gone past in the 50s and the 60s and the 70s and the 80s, when other countries were at Australia's standard, they bled for that jersey.
I know.
I say in terms of sporting ways, it's no different to going to war. Okay, and the point is this: you can get paid a lot of money and be a rich man, but you can't buy class. And that's where I put Ponga and his father. That's my opinion.
Just because he wanted to make himself unavailable for.
Good on
him.
He did the same.
Honor.
Good on him.
Tanya, didn't he do the same thing? State of Origin, and it wasn't a big deal. Was it this year? Last year?
No, it must have been last year because he
was injured. He hadn't played 4 games this year.
No, but I think it was last year. He made himself unavailable for Origin.
He probably did.
because of the head knocks.
And then
That's
he
fair
asked,
call.
So-
and then he asked, well, he was injured. Yeah, he was.
No, not at the time.
We had a head knocks. He wasn't.
Yeah.
playing.
So what's the problem?
So, George, can I ask something, mate?
Please.
If you're a rugby league player,
Hmm.
you would be more satisfied in your career if you won something with a green and gold and never won a premiership.
No
would you
one
rather
says
have
that.
a
Just
premiership better than winning against New
No
Zealand?
one,
specific
no one
answer.
rates. No one rates that above.
Because he wants to win a premiership, and I'm not applauding for it,
Yeah.
man. It's a harder thing to do.
So you're telling me
It's-
when everybody's played 27 games plus, wait a minute, he's played 14. Check it if you don't believe.
But what's
Yeah.
that got to do with anything?
Well,
What's harder to do?
He's not, so he must be really drained and tired.
No,
Yeah,
what's
it's-
harder
yeah.
to do
What's got
though?
nothing to do with it?
What's harder to do? Win a comp or win for Australia against New Zealand?
Absolutely. Win a comp. What's winning a comp got to do now having 2 games for Australia?
Because he just wants to protect himself, so he's ready.
Maybe he
He
wants.
gets head knocks. He's got bad
Maybe
injuries. man.
maybe he
just
wants to
make
have
sure-
an off
You
season.
don't play.
Maybe he wants to have an off
He
season.
wants the full off season, and that,
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that. Good on him.
You actually look offended.
Well, yeah. Because I care deeply about not only the game, not only the image of the game, but that green and gold jersey. Okay, I deeply, deeply, deeply care about it. And you know what? Little cunts like guys like Kalen
He'd
has
stop
no
to you.
have no
Right.
respect of rugby league. He doesn't give a F about rugby league. He
A
cares
fuck.
about
Nah.
he cares about ponga. Him and his father care about him. And
Wait
I
a
have no
second,
problem.
Tanya,
The family
she's got
comes
something to
first,
say.
but he doesn't care because he's an extraordinary, talented young man. I wish half his talent. Don't you understand, Arnie? If I had half his talent, I'll be so grateful. Okay,
Yeah.
but this kid just is natural. Does he even train hard? I heard he doesn't train
But
hard.
you know what? I'd give my left nut to play for Australia as well. But I'm not going to give away one of my Jats crackers to turn up and play against Zimbabwe. Who are they playing?
I think, I think so. Like I'm probably more on George's side in that one, it's an honor. 2, he wasn't even chosen yet, so it's like hold up. Like we could have had this conversation, like at that point. 3, he should have just gotten on the phone with Meninga, and 4, it's experience. Like regardless, yeah, he might be tired. He might want to reset. He might have things going on at home, whatever it is. But he gets the opportunity. Like I've heard, like even what the Origin training camps are like. Like he will get the opportunity to train with guys that he goes up against. You know what I mean? And he gets the opportunity to have a different, like for me, it's obviously representing Australia, but also the experience that you would gain from that too.
Absolutely. But like he must have like seriously thought it through and have a genuine reason in his heart as to why he doesn't want to do it.
I think it's just when you're playing a team sport and then obviously you get the opportunity because not everyone gets chosen for that.
Yeah.
It is offensive to some. Like I can see why. I can also see like he must be tired, he wants a break, whatever. But I guess if I was, if it was one of the boys that was in that position, I'd be like, you should go because you can represent, get the experience. You get to train with some of the best, right?
It's
like so.
because from what I understand, he didn't really give a definitive reason other than I just want to focus on Newcastle.
Mm.
Which
Yeah,
is
he wants to win.
kind of a
Yeah.
blanket statement. So I don't know what the actual.
Like,
It's all about me. It's all about me. Okay, I'll answer your
How so?
Wait a minute,
He's taking himself.
I'll answer your question, okay? I'll answer your question. He wants to win a comp with Newcastle, yeah? Okay, so it's about basically how they play. It's about him being the best he can be, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's say he plays Origin, okay? The standard of Origin is so much higher than NRL. So if you hit that standard, you can hit that standard anytime you want. So you're playing an NRL game, all right? 10 minutes, you've put the team away. Okay, so you go and play Australia, and you're going to tell me that the standard isn't high. It's a different standard, and you've got people around you who are higher quality.
But he's done it
So
at Origin.
You're improving. Yeah. Okay. Great.
He's won a
Fantastic.
comp in Origin, yeah.
Fantastic. Okay, but what I'm trying to say is he will improve as a rugby league player. The only issue is he will never win a comp because he won't improve as a human being, and that's the issue. And to win a comp, okay, you got to have 15 guys who are not only good players, are good human beings. Okay, or
Really?
Absolutely.
Come on, man.
Absolutely.
Come on.
George,
Absolutely.
don't you think if I was Volandis
Just
now?
think back in terms of one comp.
I know, but I just think we're over dramatizing it just a little
Exactly. It's
How hard is it to win a comp?
very hard.
Absolutely. So what does it take? Because they all train the same.
Well, you're saying they're all gentlemen.
I'm just saying there's a balance, okay, of role players, a balance of superstars, and in a group of decent human beings. I don't care. You will see in the future.
All the guy did was say,
No, no.
I don't want to be available for selection
yes,
this year.
for this year.
And all of a
This year,
sudden,
not ever.
now he's facing a firing squad.
Wait a
And
minute.
fines.
No problem. So let's call it what we call it. I've got no problem about it. But let's call it what it is. He's selfish. Okay, let's move on.
But if he was selfish, wouldn't he play?
Why would he play?
Because he wants the spotlight.
Exactly.
No, it's all about him.
He gets more money.
He's taking himself
gets
out
more
of the spotlight by withdrawing.
Don't you look at it as
He
another way?
Paid for it.
Exactly.
Which is he's turning his back on money.
Exactly.
His father's his manager, so you can't fault him for taking advice from his dad. Every player takes advice from their manager.
He would be with some of the best. Like he is, if he was chosen, he would be lucky to be with some. When will he ever get the opportunity to play alongside some of those guys, right? It's, for me, it's experience. I get why people find it offensive, and I feel like it should have just been a phone call, and it didn't need to be this like big.
I think that could have probably prevented a lot of all this.
And
phone call him out.
Yeah, like do a white lie. Hey man, I'm tired of something. Like, you know, like I want to be.
I mean, I'm sure we've seen this before with other players, and it's. I mean, I can't think of any examples, but surely we have.
I'm sure we have. I'm sure there's people who've rang up.
I don't see what the big deal is.
And half of them go under the.
Actually, based on what he has said, if I was a Newcastle supporter, I'd say, wow, what a stand-up guy.
Yeah.
You're going in complete opposite direction.
Another thing I want to say about this, George, right? I think Callan's been very generous because he's giving another kid an opportunity to play number one.
Yeah.
His heart's not in it. He's saying Dylan Edwards or Teddy or Reece, give them a go. He's not being selfish because he could just take it off them and let them suffer. They've had good years. So him rubbing it out of the game, that's being nice of him. So he just wants to concentrate on Newcastle. And another thing, right? Hey, you know what else? You know what else, George? How good is it for the NRL or for International Rugby League if he goes and represents New Zealand? Then we'll have Reece Walsh versus Ponga. How good would that be? The international game would go sky high because you've got the two best stars facing off each other. But now Australia want all the stars in their team so they could smash all the nations around them. So, mate, I want more players like Ponga dropping out of Australia so we can have a better international scene because it's evolving now. It's only one Australia with the best players and the rest caving in.
There's only one problem. Last time they played, they lost 30-0.
Exactly.
Australia lost 30-0.
If you ask me, and nobody has, who's Australia playing again?
New Zealand.
It's New Zealand, yeah.
And Samoa. What was it, Tonga?
Is Luai playing for one of those teams?
Yeah, of course.
Which one?
I think Samoa.
Okay.
The New South Wales 5'8's playing for Samoa.
Yeah, don't get me started.
Well, we know what we know.
Exactly. There you go.
Tanya hasn't heard it, and we don't need to go into it tonight, but do not get me started on that.
I really hope Ponga goes to New Zealand. I really do.
We can't.
I hope.
He can't because he's played for a tier 1 country.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because you can't.
Can't disqualify.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah,
He withdrew himself from New Zealand selection.
Yeah, it's like he can go to a tier 2, but he's gone to a tier 1, so he can't go. Yeah. Anyway.
Closing thoughts.
If he gets breach notice, I don't blame him if he does not represent Australia.
Get a breach notice.
If I was in his position and I got a breach notice, I would hire a battery of lawyers and take the NRL to
no. Look,
that's what I would do.
Exactly, threatening the kid.
Coming to a serious point now. He won't get a breach notice if he picked up. I still would have thought what I'm thinking now. But if he picked up the phone and was a normal human,
that's what Tam said.
Now, I'm not mentally right.
Yeah.
Mao would have said, no problem, mate. But the way he does it, okay, and I include his father because the guy's a snake. Okay?
Why is he a snake? What's his dad done?
Apparently I heard Clint Gutherson, Tyrell Sloan, and every fullback in Australia rang up Meninga and said, I'm not available for selection. Like, seriously? So every single fullback has to ring up Meninga and say, hey, man, I'm not available for selection.
All of this is fine. All of this is fine, right? But on the other side of the fence, if Mal Meninga didn't pick Kalen Ponga, he wouldn't be an asshole for not picking him, would he?
No, he wouldn't.
No, but he would. But Meninga would come out and be like, "Hey, he was a first choice, but he kindly rang me and had a conversation about the fact that he wasn't available. Respectfully, would love to, represent Australia." Like, there's a different PR spin that could have happened, really.
Yeah. I just think it's a storm in a teacup.
Look, and you know what? If the Knights don't get into like the top 4 next year, we're like, well, you missed out playing for Australia forever. So well done.
Or if he plays for Australia and does an ACL, he won't play until this time next year.
Exactly.
Maybe.
Right?
Maybe.
All right. Enough of the toilet boy.
I'd love to know what Manly's views are on that with Tommy Trbojevic. I wish he did the same. Anyway, let's go to the next point.
Tommy said he's playing.
Tommy's good for 3 games a year.
I know.
Yeah. Oh, look.
Yeah, this whole thing, I'm going off tangent here. So Turbo, right? Turbo, Trbojevic, highlight reel. The guy's had one good year. Yeah. One good season he's had.
Turbo, I know.
I dare you to tell me I'm wrong. He's played in the semis once in his entire career. Or twice now, right? Yeah. What, seriously, he had one freakish run.
It's more a mental
and he's
thing.
been injured ever since.
It's more a mental thing for that team, yeah.
So I was very disappointed the other night because the Sharks won. 8-10. I was hoping for 0-6. Didn't happen. Yeah. But what is interesting, Nico Hines played, and we know that he's the focal point right at the moment when we talk Sharks. Had a good game, solid. Didn't he had probably the game he needed to have. Trindle was the lead playmaker.
Yeah,
everything came off him. And now I saw Nico interviewed. I think it might have been the following day, and he said it's really good. I'm happy to play second fiddle to him. I still got a few kicks in, and that's all fine. But he's the $1 million player. He really shouldn't be the supporting act, should he?
No.
So, but I mean, where are we going to go here? Because the next game could be his last for the season. So he doesn't exactly have time to turn everything on its head. But I just thought I'd bring it up for opinions.
Yeah, I think Nico's just trying to play basic football to just get back into the game, get his form right. I think he's got every right to do what he did, and Braden. Hats off to Braden Trindle for stepping up. So
if they're winning games,
it doesn't matter how much they pay him, man. If I pay a guy $1 million, we win games. I don't care.
He's their marquee player, though, right?
Exactly. So, he is. He'll get there, but
so they do expect more from him.
Yeah. Maybe he was trying too hard before, and that's why he was making all the errors. This time he thought, I'll stay back a little bit. I won't try as hard just to get my game right, and then I'll go again. So hats off to him. Good on him. Why is he copying Flack? I don't get it.
Well, because he's the one that should be leading the charge, but he's not.
I don't know. Look what happened 2 weeks for the last 2 games. He led the charge and they lost. So he thought, I'll step back. He's doing the right thing for the club.
Tan?
I was hoping it'd be like the Knights game where Cowboys were down at half and then back, right? Yeah. But they didn't score till like the 40th minute or something. It was wild. I don't know, and Felt got injured and Holmes got injured. They haven't released it, but he either had a broken leg, Holmes, or did his ACL, and they were like he played 8 minutes before
actually his Achilles.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
No, they've just ruled it out. Apparently they've ruled that out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's not the Achilles.
I read that it was his Achilles. So what is it?
They reckon it's a fracture in the fibula.
Oh, okay.
Slight fracture, 6 to 8 weeks. He might be back. He'll be back maybe pre-season, but definitely round 1 he'll be there.
What fibula? I've broken my fibula. He won't be back in 6 weeks. No way.
Well, it's a fracture. They reckon it could be just a small. Depending on the fracture, could be just a small fracture. I don't know. That's the last I heard. Anyway, we'll see.
Yeah, and Felt just
Achilles was ruled out.
And Felt, yeah.
Yeah, disappointing. Like that was, because I saw that they spoke about it. I don't think it was the St. Helens Club, but it was some UK report, and they were talking about how Felt limped off. Not that I think they wouldn't have gotten, I don't know, maybe they could have won at that point. I don't know. It was only 8-point difference, right? But disappointing.
I was really disappointed in the Cowboys because they you could see it coming, right? You knew if the Cowboys don't turn up, like you don't know what to expect, and that's exactly what they gave us. I was very disappointed with them personally. But
yeah,
George, anything?
We're talking about Nico now.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nico is the marquee player, and obviously 2 years ago he was the best player in the competition. He got the Dally M. Since then, obviously he's had some tough times, let's say. But you don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. You're going to have to work with him. Look, if next year he doesn't improve and improve a great deal, there might be some conversations in the club looking to offload him. I don't think so, because I think
they can't offload him. 6 years, $6 million.
The talk is they've already spoken about moving him to 6 or 1.
Okay.
They've already
Yeah,
spoken.
one would be the move.
Fitzy, look, in Fitzy we trust. I actually like Fitzy. I think Cronulla is a very well coached team. They've got their faults, but they're very well coached. So, yes, you're right, Nicola. When someone gets the big dollars, they should be the man. They should be the one who pull the strings. He's going through a hard time. We can't discard him.
He could win a grand final in 2 weeks, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So we'll see how that plays out. But just one last point for this segment.
Yeah.
And Tanya might be able to shed some light on this. So reports are that Reece Walsh is going to extend for 4 years on a $5 million deal, which, if it's true, to me, that shows a lot of loyalty, because he could get a lot more if he went elsewhere.
Yeah, I would hope it's because I was saying it before, like, I don't know, Broncos have been very quiet with like their signings or who they're talking to. And I think, look, it's good. I feel like he needs to develop, and because he's young, he will develop in that team. However long Reynolds will stay on, he will develop in that team. You just need a few more people in there to, like Carrigan and him are close. But he needs to just be really consistent. All these changes that they're making the Broncos, apparently, with staffing and everything, like, they need to do something next year.
Yeah.
Because, but I didn't hear that, actually. That's good.
I read it. I mean, if I was a Broncos fan, I'd be happy, because I think it's a good deal. 4 years, $5 million.
Yeah. Look, Tanya knows the football in terms of what Reece has to do. Yes, it's a good deal for him, and it's a good deal for the club. There's a lot of players and a lot of big name players to be signed up there. So I guess possibly he's taking one for the team. But in saying that, it's 1.1. We're still paying him on potential at the moment.
I think he's got it.
Exactly.
Well,
He's got it, but he just needs to pull his shit together.
I've seen it in glimpses. I'm not saying he hasn't got it, please. But we've seen it in glimpses. I'd like him to put a whole package together. It'll be nice. But undoubtedly, there's more talent than most. Absolutely.
He just needs to grow up, though, and he needs to realize that he's getting paid to be a football player. Like, and he is in service to the Broncos and their fans and everyone else that supports him.
How old is he? 21?
Yeah.
22?
Yeah, he's a baby.
He's a baby.
Yeah.
And his little girl's like 3.
Yeah.
Good signing. I'm glad he's staying. I like Junior's staying at the one club.
I think he belongs there.
Yes.
I think he'll be a captain there one day.
It's going to be interesting though, because it's going to put a bit of heat on now. Who do they keep out of Kobo and Tony Staggs?
Yeah.
Well, they haven't re-signed. They haven't re-signed Kobo yet. I'd keep Staggs personally.
One's got it.
Yeah, you keep Staggs.
Staggs? Yeah.
Staggs? Not
Kobo?
Not Kobo.
Just all that stuff that happened with him this year, the personal, stuff that happened at home, that was also found out that it wasn't true. I feel like, and even during Origin, there was a lot of tension between him and people in the Origin camp. Like, if I was to choose, I would choose Staggs out of those two.
Yeah, either one. They're both outstanding. So.
Yeah.
There's no issue.
Well, Staggs reminds me of a young Thurston when he plays. That's what he reminds me of. Staggs reminds me of a young Thurston.
Okay.
When he plays, just like
I remember when it was actually 20 years ago, he played for the Bulldogs when they won the comp. Gave his ring to Steve Price.
Really? Yeah.
Yes. So let's move into the weekend that was. We had the 2 elimination finals. So the Sharks, 26 points to 18 over the Cowboys. We already touched on it briefly. I thought the Cowboys were disappointing. I thought the Sharks were good. It was a pretty boring game, though, I thought.
Didn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Go team.
Go T.
Oh, second half was awesome. But then they had to scramble after a few injuries, right? It was so much faster.
Yeah.
Yeah, disappointing though.
This game typified a Cowboys season where good one half, bad the second half.
Yeah.
They were awesome in the second half, but the first half, they were so disappointing. Masterclass performance by Braden Trindle. Let's give the guy
Absolutely
a bloody round of applause. The guy's fantastic. He had an absolute blinder of a game. Won it for Cronulla single-handedly. So it's good for Cronulla. They broke the duck. They got a win finally got a win in the final series and off to Penrith.
I feel like Cotter played really well in that game.
Yeah.
What did you think about the incident with the professional foul, penalty try, whatever it was?
I was happy with it.
Yeah.
I think it was a good chance of getting there. What do you guys think?
That was a penalty try.
I missed that first part. You told me about that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like this time of year, it's a different kind of game. Different calls are made, right?
Yeah.
And regardless, it's just going to go on. They're not going to do anything about it, you know. But it does shake the confidence when things like that happen at the beginning.
Yeah.
So
still, I mean, if I was on the field, I would rather concede the try than lose someone for 10 minutes in the bin.
Exactly.
At that stage of the game.
Worked out better for the Cowboys, but I honestly feel Dearden would have got there. He would have. It would have been a try. I reckon it would have. But anyway, worked out better for Cowboys.
The rule says in the view of the referee. So.
And he sent it up as a penalty try. He had no hesitation in doing that either.
Yeah.
I don't think it affected the outcome, to be honest.
No. The Sharks scored straight after anyway. So
yeah,
even if they did go down to 10 men, they probably would have scored.
Yeah.
So maybe they shouldn't have got the 6 points because that made a difference in the end, didn't it?
Sharkies got their first finals win. Fitzy's first finals win.
Yeah, Fitzy's.
Yeah, Nicola, the Cowboys started like a house on fire. I thought they brought their form down from North Queensland. They were going for the first 15 minutes. They're going in the cycle, set for set. I think deliberately, the Sharks were using their back five more than their forwards. I wasn't sure what Fitzy had done. I was watching the game and I'm going, Fitzy changed the game plan. The Cowboys right there. Then we had that incident with the penalty try, and again, be it not a penalty try, I think it was. So let's move on. Straight after that, Nicola, I don't know, something happened to the Cowboys.
Yeah,
something just switched off. They scored. Cronulla scored in the next set of 6, if I'm not wrong. Adi, was that right? Yeah. And all of a sudden, the Sharks forwards just started rolling. They started rolling that ruck, and they were lost. The Cowboys looked. They were in 6s and 7s. They were running here, running there. Semi breaks everywhere. They were winning the ruck big time. The second half starts and the Cowboys started okay. What was it? The halftime 24-0?
24-0.
Yeah. So Cronulla had just put them under the microscope and really tested their nerve. You know what? They looked to me like a bunch of good individuals, the Cowboys.
The Cowboys won the second half 18-2.
They won
exactly. Wow. 3 tries to 0.
And let me tell you, it was I think 4 tries to 3, wasn't it, at the end?
Yeah,
like that?
exactly. Yeah.
So they came back, but they never really looked like they were going to win the game. The Cowboys.
No.
They looked really disjointed, and the Sharks kept on doing what the Cowboys didn't want them to do, go straight down the middle. To be honest, beside Drinky, of course, Val and Dearden, and I'll throw in our favourite Cotter, the rest were very poor.
I reckon Reece Robson was very good, actually. I felt sorry for Robbo.
Yeah,
he was playing well, but the others were poor.
Very poor. And I think they missed 40 tackles.
Yeah.
And I think
Sharks missed something like 30 as well.
38, actually. But it's where they missed them. Adi.
Yeah.
And in terms of running meters, I think it was like 800 less for the Sharks, if I'm not right. You probably got it in front of you.
No, I
there.
don't, mate. But
But it was a lot less, and it looked like on the field. Look, Sharks were the better team. Cowboys, very. If you're their coach, you'll be very frustrated because in a game, within that 80 minutes, you see something really nice they're building to. Then the next 10 minutes, they go hiatus. They're gone. Mentally, they're finished. Then these individuals, like your Dearden or like your Drinky or like your Val, do something out of the ordinary to score a try. It's not that the Cowboys started playing better, just Val's Val.
Well, here's a question for you guys. Did they play their grand final the week before? The Cowboys?
I guess emotionally, they'll spend.
That was one of the best games I've seen.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was good.
For me, it was the best game of the season I've seen.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Let's give credit to Cronulla.
Yeah.
They had a plan. They executed their plan. And, all of them, from Hazelton to Wilton to Kafusi, to Mulatalo, all of them had outstanding games. And I think they're dreaming of something which possibly, might not happen, but they're dreaming big. What I'm seeing.
What will happen to Cronulla if they miss 38 tackle against Penrith?
That's my. That's when someone said to me that the Sharks are a chance. I said, well, don't worry about 40 tackles. Let's say they improve 50%, which after 27 rounds you don't. But let's say they do, and they miss 20 tackles. It's 40-0.
Right.
Yeah, against
Penrith.
Penrith, it's 40-0. But anyway. And I think one of us said that the game wasn't intriguing to watch. It wasn't.
For me, it wasn't. It was flat. For me,
yeah.
Beside the first 15 minutes, for some reason, the emotion was drained out of that game. It wasn't an emotional game. Usually, semi-finals, even when you're losing, one team's winning more, you can feel the emotion through the screen. This one was cold and lifeless and dull.
Yeah.
It was the bludger of the round.
I go that far, but
there was only 2 games.
Well, there was only 2 games. The other one wasn't any better anyway.
Yeah. So speaking of, on Saturday night, the Roosters 40 points to 16 over Manly's dream run came to a crashing halt, didn't it? Luke Brooks.
First game was the masterclass Braden Trindle. The second game was a masterclass from Teddy.
But what a start!
I'm sorry. I before we go on, Trindle had not only the best. I've never seen him play that well. He's playing well, but to that level, now they're telling me on the Shark podcast that he's going to go to that level again. Let's see.
He's on 300K.
Well, if he does that again, he will be on Kalen Ponga.
And he's off contract.
Yeah, he'll be on Kalen Ponga.
What about the start to the next game? Manly lose 2 players in the first minutes.
Yeah.
Hargraves for sure. Nothing came of it. I thought, man, he's gone, right? They'll find something, luckily common sense prevailed. So it was definitely a rattling. I mean, they were rattled, obviously, from the opening bell, but I don't think Manly were ever really in it.
Never seen anything like it.
Yeah.
First minute,
guys. Two players.
2 players. Cooler was a big loss for them.
Yeah.
He was good last week, and losing him. Any team that loses an outside back and haven't got an outside back on the bench is going to struggle for the rest of the game.
But that happened because the Roosters started with intensity.
They did.
This team knows how to do it. They haven't done it for a while.
Yeah.
But they know how to do it. And they started with a real intensity.
They did, and it was good to see Jared back. Also, Victor Radley. What a difference those 2 made.
Oh, he was unbelievable.
They're fantastic.
Playing injured.
They are brilliant, and that's why I think they're going to beat Melbourne. But anyway, I was pleased to see young Sanders Smith beat DCE and Turbo to a try, which was really outstanding. But yeah, the Roosters were just awesome, and I'm looking forward to the Melbourne game, and looking forward to Roosters playing Penrith in the grand final.
What makes you think? What makes you think Penrith will be in the grand final?
I'm just joking. That's what I'm hoping anyway. But good performance by the Roosters. I reckon Manly, maybe last week's game, they were battered. Yeah, it was a tough game against the Dogs.
It was.
And it took a lot out of them to back up after that. It would have been tough. So good effort by them to get to where they got.
It's psychological as well. Like the two teams that won this, they weren't playing sudden death last week, whereas the two teams that lost were. So maybe they were just emotionally drained as well.
Mm.
I don't know. What do you think, Tan?
I was in and out of this game, but I saw that in the first couple of minutes, and I was like, oh. And yeah, Roosters, like, you know what it is? It's muscle memory. They're used to playing at this level, so they know, you know. But yeah, disappointing. I feel like both. Well, you're right. Like Manly and Cowboys, like they were probably drained. Like it's disappointing because this round had the opportunity to make this weekend round really interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I was disappointed. So Manly to win.
George, give us if you're free to play there.
No. The Manly look. The game started well. I thought Manly were in it to their boot tops for the first 15 minutes. Robbo had a very, very, very familiar game plan from finals gone past. Right through the front door. There's no other door we're going through. We're going through that front door.
There is no other door.
We're going to collapse their middles, and then the middles they collapse. The only deterrence we had was Ola Kawatu. The rest of the forwards crumbled like
deck of cards,
like a deck of cards, like very quickly as well.
You know what
we said?
They went in through the outdoor.
They went in through the outdoor. We said, and Adi asked me, and I replied, if Radley is in this team, everything changes. Radley was in this team. A half fit Radley, by the way, because he couldn't pass the ball. But it doesn't matter because he done what he had to do. He was the bodyguard for Brandon Smith and Sandon Smith, and he controlled the middle because he's a link man now. One side he can't pass. I put it because of the scapula. Manly were very disappointing. Very disappointing. DCE, the only guy who could have dragged them back into the game was MIA. He was missing in action, unfortunately. Was the emotional drain of beating the Bulldogs a bit too much? You know what we said? We said one thing last week. History tells us this year that when they have one good game, that they don't follow up with another good game. And what you do in the last 27 rounds, trust me, in the semi-finals when you're under the blowtorch, always comes back to haunt you. This Roosters team, Nicola, they got jumped against Penrith. They got jumped hard against Penrith, and because they were newly put together, they didn't know how to get out of it. They came out. They followed to the letter the plan that Robbo gave them, and like I said, they just went through that front door. Teddy, did someone say Teddy should retire a couple of years ago? Did someone?
No,
we're arguing.
Just said he needs to wear longer shorts.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about that, but we just spent 15 minutes arguing about a guy who wasn't going to make the number to play for Australia anyway, because Tedesco is going to be the fullback for Australia hands down, because he's probably the best fullback at the moment, because the other bloke for Penrith is half injured.
George, that was his 250th game. He scored 2 tries, 2 try assists, 226 meters.
He was the best.
Master.
He was the best. He was the best on field. The damn shame. Damn shame Suoliti is going to rugby.
Yeah.
It is a damn shame. He was getting better and better and better. Guess what? Joseph Manu, welcome back.
Exactly.
Yeah. Welcome back.
That was good to see. I know, man.
He's playing well.
They all had a shock of the week before.
You know what I mean? Dominic Young found some room and got his groove. Luke Keary, remember what I said about his rings? He knows how to play a semi-final game, this guy. You know what I mean? Hardgraves is the key to this pack. That starch. Every team needs someone who's going to give him starch. You know what? To look in that line and to see it, Jared, you just feel comfortable.
Yeah.
You feel at ease. Victor done what Victor done. Crichton, I'm going to call him mummy. He's got more strapping on him than those Egyptian mummies that our mate George the Egyptian got. But you know what?
George the Egyptian,
yeah. And of course Collins went well. They went well. They played really well. Manly was very disappointing to the tune of 40-0. And Manly and Roosters move on. And guess what? They're a chance this week.
Is it a fair
They're a
statement,
chance.
guys? Is it a fair statement to say Manly had a successful year overall?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
They did.
I think they did.
They did.
Yeah, they did.
They did.
So Crystal Ball preliminary finals this weekend, kicking off on Friday nights at Amy Park. Why did Melbourne get a home game?
Why not?
Don't start me.
So Melbourne are playing at home against the Roosters, and the Panthers are playing at Accor Stadium against the Sharks.
Because of Penrith, because of crowds, because it's NRL money now, yeah.
Yeah.
So they can get more people in there.
Yeah,
It was
it's true.
sold out.
So they get a home game.
I think so, yeah. I think both get home games.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, Panthers are playing at Homebush.
Yeah.
It's not a home game.
Oh, yeah, because of the ground, though.
Yeah.
Like George said,
Because
they wanted
could
more people.
Fit more in, yeah.
Fit more in.
Yeah.
Well, why don't they play the first game at Homebush as well the night before?
Melbourne.
Yeah.
Because they're playing at their home ground.
That's what I'm saying. Why don't
Oh,
they
they
get a
won't,
home?
they won't do it. You know that. They won't bring Melbourne.
Yeah, it doesn't
to
matter.
Sydney. They won't bring Melbourne.
Storm
to Sydney.
Roosters, Tanya, who are you tipping?
Well, I did ask Manny as well. Manny was like, I want Storm to win. And
what
he's
did
like,
say?
he
Yeah.
wants Storm to win. And he's like, because, I don't like any of the other teams, and Storm's the closest to a Queensland team. And I'm like, that's what I say. I really want Storm to absolutely smash Roosters.
Well, look, I'm not going to put you on the spot and ask you for first try score. It's too early in the week.
No, not yet. I'm not prepped for it.
I'm going Storm. I think Storm. I know. I'm going Storm.
You going Storm?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going, well, obviously from before, I'm going the Roosters. I think they're going to lift to this game. I haven't been in this spot for a while, this position. And looking forward to seeing Big Nelson up against Jared.
Yeah.
Harry Grant up against Connor Watson, and my two favourite back rowers at the moment, Angus Crichton versus Katoa. That Katoa guy from Auburn is a gun.
I think this is.
He's amazing.
He's good, isn't he? He's so
I
good.
think this is going to be a really
It's crack.
tough close
Crack.
game. I really do.
Yeah, and you've got two teams, two clubs which are very used to being in this position.
Yeah.
But we have the Roosters. They're a team which are an experienced bunch. Haven't been in this position for a year or two. They missed out last year, the year before. I think
No, they made the semis, but they dropped out.
They dropped out.
Not for the prelim. No.
But in a prelim, they are with two master coaches. But I don't know. I find this Roosters team after last week's performance pretty close to cherry ripe. I look over and I should be very confident with the Storm team. But when I look at what's his name, Jack I can never pronounce the name.
Howarth.
Will Warbrick, Meany Coates.
They're fringe players, aren't they, who have become first grade specials?
But look at the back line of the East. It's so much better. It's a stronger back line.
I'm just saying Melbourne should be the favourites here. But if you really dig deep, because last week, Roosters had a plan. They executed the plan. They targeted DCE and they ripped him apart. Okay. They're going to do the same thing here. They're going. I think they're going to target the centers. I think they're going to target the centers. I think that Nelson, they're going to put him on an edge. They're not going to they're going to keep him right away from Hargraves. They're going to keep. I'm telling you now, Adi. Mark my words. They're going to keep him right away.
I think they're going to run him straight at him.
He's Jared's going to look for him.
Yeah, he will.
No, I'm telling you now.
I know he will.
Yeah, he'll be looking for him. I'm telling you now. John Kreese does not want that challenge, because if Hargraves knocks Nelson over, okay, the stuffing will be out of this Melbourne team. I'm telling you now.
I actually think, you know what I think the difference is going to be when I look at these lineups? I think that Melbourne have got strength in the key positions. They're stronger in the key positions.
You're right, Nick.
I think that's what the difference might be. You could argue the fullback maybe, but
yeah,
I still think Pappenhausen's got more X factor in him than Tedesco at this stage of his career.
Well, undoubtedly, and I'll break down exactly the Storm next week. But the John Kreese, his whole coaching career, because his game plan is very simple. But what he has got is 8 role players and 3 to 4 superstars. Always had it, and the whole game plan revolves around those 4 superstars. All the other guys have to do is play their role, and the superstars look after everything. But you know what?
That's what I just said.
That's what you said. But on the other side, I reckon there's a few more superstars, or the role players are a bit high quality here.
But not in the key positions, though.
Yep.
I don't think.
Yeah, I got you.
I think it's going to be
it comes down to
pearler of
coaching.
game.
It comes down to coaching now. It comes down to coaching and which coach can out scheme each other. This will be a doozy.
It'll be a doozy.
There's not going to be any 40 to 8 or anything here.
So who are you tipping?
I'm Roosters.
Oh, two
All right.
Roosters.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
I'm Roosters.
No,
I don't trust Melbourne.
I think Storm. And then Saturday, Penrith at Homebush, as we said, playing against Cronulla. Most people probably don't give the Sharks a chance in this one. I'm probably one of those people.
Yeah.
Panther for me.
I'm going Panthers as well. I think they can do it. Key matchups for me is the halves, Hines and Trindle versus Cleary and Luai. And then you've got the mouth-watering Liam Martin versus Brinton Nakora. I think that's going to be an absolute cracker. And then To'o versus Mulita. I think that's going to be another good little matchup. But yeah, it's Penrith's to lose, I think. They've got to win. Whether the Sharks bring a surprise, I just can't see it. But stranger things have happened in rugby league. I'm going Panthers.
Panthers. Ben?
Manny wanted the Sharks to win, so Storm would have a really big win to the grand final. It'd be nice. You got to think too. Penrith and Storm are rested, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I'd like the Sharks to win this one because I just want Penrith out, but I just don't see it.
It'll be Penrith. Like, so even on my Instagram, it's like just Sharks just battling so hard to realize I have to try and beat Penrith this week.
I saw that.
But it's Panthers for sure. Like they're just so succinct and fluid in the way that they play. Like it's amazing. Even
George, you going to give us the Soul Taker speech? Is this what this game's going to be?
Well, look, I listen to the Sharkcast podcast, and they've got hope and they've got belief, and they honestly believe that their backline's better than the Penrith's backline. And look, if Cronulla can kick deep, run hard, trap Penrith in their half, Penrith will not beat you from their half or their dirty ball. It just doesn't happen. You do not see 80-meter or 60-meter runaway tries with this Penrith team. They're not that type of team. Okay, that's a very big if, because like we said, if they improve, Cronulla improves 50% from last week, they've still made 20 missed tackles. They've done 76% completions, and that spills for a Penrith team 50-0. That's my opinion. But stranger things have happened. They could do this. Penrith will kick deep. They will play, like I'm going to mention in the Geek report, the way they play, they're going to rush their defense, and Cronulla will be trapped in their quarter. They'll be trying to get out, and something called fatigue and mistakes will start happening. They'll be dropping the ball and they'll be missing tackles. And before they know it, they'll look up at the scoreboard in 20 minutes and they'll be 26-0 down.
Yeah.
Let me say something. Penrith, this version of Penrith does not put more than 20 minutes together. They will have their chance. The idea is for Cronulla to hold off Penrith as long as they can. Cronulla will get their chance.
So it's like watching a Tyson fight.
Yeah, that 20 minutes, they've got to execute. Guess what? They'll drop the ball and they'll miss tackles and they'll get another 40 on. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
I honestly think Penrith are going to go out to a big lead in the first 20 minutes, and then they're going to put the pajamas on and just do the ball. It's going to be a dull game, I think, to be honest.
So,
I'm not looking
so like I said, Penrith believe a few things in their psyche since they were 14. They believe they're fitter, all right, and they have patience. They don't care if they win 1-0. They care. They don't care if they win on the 79th minute, but they know down deep they're going to win.
They'll go into this game full of confidence, and so they should. I mean, Cronulla, I don't think they stand a chance.
What?
To be honest.
The Cronulla this year, and Adi's going to give us the reports on all the teams how they went in the wrap-up show. But Cronulla this year have made a massive leap under Fitzy. Make no mistake, they won one of their semi-final games, which is better than they've done in the last how many years. You can see they're trying to play a certain style. It's clear what how they're trying to play. Okay, we're under Fitzy. Okay, because they've got a sensational back three, and the forwards are coming play. And actually, they're getting a dominant man forward, which is going to help them a lot. And Trindle's improving. The other thing about Trindle, they're saying on the Shark cast that Trindle's going to do what he's going to do. Unfortunately, Penrith target your best player, their best player. So Trindle's shoulder is going to be left on the ground, unfortunately, at Acol Stadium. Unfortunately, there will be because Cleary's going to set him up, and then they're going to hit his outside shoulder. And if Rudolph's not coming across, okay, we got problems. And Rudolph in 15 minutes gets fatigued hard. So all I can see, every scenario I can think of is a big loss for the Sharks. But stranger things have happened.
Exactly right.
If
anything can happen.
If Cronulla come out and play level 8 or 9, and Penrith believe the newspaper and play level 6, well, they're going to get done like a dinner.
Nick or me, you would know this feeling very well. When Parramatta and St. George were shoo-ins to get into the grand final and both lost to the Cowboys and Tigers. It might happen this week. We might have Roosters and Sharks.
Tanya, I was thinking about, you and I were talking the other day, and when I was thinking about the last time Parramatta won a premiership, you were one.
I haven't even seen it. I could have seen it with the I'll probably see it with the girls team.
Wow.
So let's move into Ask Artie.
Not much today. I'm just going to go through a few results from the other games, but a couple of things. Our favourite florist who got angry with us.
What was that?
We're giving away too many flowers, so he's taken over. He's taken over, so he's given 2 flowers this week. He's only given 2. He's tight ass, man. He's given 1 flower to Brayden Trindle because he had a masterclass, and he gave another to Tedesco. So
just one single.
You guys reckon the 2 best players of the round?
Absolutely.
Yeah. There you go.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Cornelius just got sick of us, man. We're just giving him nothing. You ran out of flowers. Couple of notes. Apparently, Val Holmes got cleared of any injury after the game.
Really?
Yeah, but he realised St. George, so he kicked the concrete until he broke something. So he's all right now. That's what happened.
Poor Val.
I think I ruined the note before because apparently Clint Gutherson's also contacted Mal Meninga just to tell him he's not available.
Not available?
Yeah.
Not playing. Not playing.
He's not there. Also, I watched the game with Manoli, the Roosters game, and he was jumping up for joy.
Of course he was.
Mate, it's like he won the grand final. And I said to Manoli, mate, you haven't won it yet. He goes, I don't care. I saw something rarer today.
What was that?
Jared didn't get suspended. Simbin report on report. That to him was a grand final.
Goal.
And Josephina, she spotted Fitzy cancelling his tickets.
To where?
He was flying out to Bali, but he's got another week to go. Yeah, because Fitzy thought he'll be out. But that's the notes. Now let's get on to some NRLW.
What do we got for me?
So what happened there? It was the final round of the season.
That's right.
So it was positions up for grabs.
That's right.
Not really, but just the top 4 moving around. So I'll go through the scores. So Brett Kamali's team got a nice victory over the Sharks. Tigers winning 12-10 against the 4th place Sharks. So good win by the Tigers to end on a note of a win. They still end up coming last though, unfortunately.
They only won.
Just like their team, they ended up coming last. But Brett Kamali, maybe he's got another job next year. I don't know. Do you reckon he'll get it, George? Do you reckon I'll keep him on?
Yeah.
Hope so. The other game was the Dragons 14, Broncos 44. Now that win got the Broncos the minor premiership. They finished first and they finished on 116 points differential. Now, I'll tell you what that means later, right? But Scott Prince's team, did you know Scott Prince was coach? Yeah.
No.
Well, Scott Prince's Broncos are into the next stage now. They finished the minor premiership.
And they're probably the fancy. They're probably the best team.
Broncos are the favourites, are they?
Yeah.
Still got something to celebrate.
Oh, they look good. They got mid-year. They got a lot of the New Zealand sevens players coming over. And
they're top of the ladder too.
The minute they joined, they just completely changed. But look, they got a stacked team anyway. Even before that, they're really good. And Brickenshaw is but just turn back the time, so turn back the clock. So they're looking good. Sorry, Adi, they're looking good.
They are looking good. Game after that was the Cowboys 6 to the Knights 38, defending premiers.
Yeah,
the Knights
missed out.
They just missed out. They didn't miss out. The Knights are still in there. They finished third.
Not the Knights. Sorry, I thought you said
the
Gold
defending
Coast.
premiers.
Yeah,
mate.
Gold Coast.
Defending premiers.
Yeah.
What's her name? Tamika Upton ran for 125 metres, 3 try assists and 3 line breaks. So she had an absolute blinder. Raiders 16, Titans 12.
Yeah.
Both those teams out of the final race.
Yeah.
And the Eels 18, team of the pod. You guys love the Eels.
Yeah.
Lost to the Roosters 32.
The way you said that, I thought you were going to say we won.
Listen,
Well, getting 18 points is a win for you guys.
No.
I got nothing.
We were the Roosters. The Roosters are another one of those teams. They're probably one of the fancies as well. We're doing really, really, really well. But we won more games than we lost, Nicola. If the season went 2 rounds, I'd say we'll be in the top 4. You can't be unhappy. They are a very, very good team. They're a bunch of kids. Yeah, a bunch of kids, and they played against.
You're celebrating the fact that we won more.
I know what you mean, but they from coming last, not winning a game last year, to winning more
not
games.
winning a game.
They finished 5th. They just finished out of the 8.
You telling me last
5.
season they didn't win one single game?
Not one
Duck
game.
egg.
Yep.
Yeah.
And this year they finished 5th.
Just
out of the top 4.
Yeah, so that I thought they were outstanding. And in terms of Newcastle,
Well, you can't get any worse.
in terms of Newcastle, when you've got the best player in the world, you're a chance.
Yeah.
To make a
Ponga?
To make a rocks.
There's a lady in that Raiders Titans game. There was a lady called Zahara Tamara.
I love Zahara.
First lady to score 200 career points for the NRL.
She rocks. She's
cool. But that Chooks game
Yeah.
was costly because they ended up losing Isabel Kelly. She got a deslocated elbow.
So she out, but
I don't know, but she came off with an elbow. So
I think she might be out, but things comes in. Surges comes back in.
Yeah, that's it.
So it's like for like, basically.
Surges.
Yeah.
Surges comes back in.
Now the final standings: Broncos first on 14 points, 116 differential. Roosters second, 14 points, equal. But 110 differential, 6 points the difference. First and second.
And when they're playing Parramatta, they're just bringing up the
Exactly, man.
differentials on the bottom. Was fun.
Very close. And then third was the Knights on 12 points, and fourth is the Sharks.
Yeah.
So this is the week 1 of the finals. The 2 winners go straight into the grand final.
Yeah.
Broncos number 1 up against Sharks, who finished 4th.
What a game!
So Sharks have got 2 teams at this stage, which is a good effort. Roosters are playing the Knights.
Wow.
So 2 versus 3. So that's going to be a cracking game.
But
both those 2 teams are very good. A bit of news that I heard, George, you might be able to help me. Apparently, this lady called Sam Bremner, she's appointed the Dragon women's football manager.
Is she?
Yep. She's going to help out with the Dragons. She started there. She was an inaugural player. She's got the number 1 St. George NRLW lady.
Okay.
Apparently, her first job is to bring back Sam Surgis and Emma Totnagato.
Yeah, well, she's at the Roosters.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, she's Sam Bremner. She's going to be.
I didn't know Sammy was going back to. Okay, well, no, she's a fantastic human being, and I'm assuming she'll be a great administrator. Yeah, so she's not a coach,
football manager. Yeah, she looks after the pathway.
So I guess so.
So there you go, mate. She rocks.
She rocks. And both those games are a must watch. Both
cracking games.
Yeah, both absolutely sensationally matched up, and we've got some of the best players in the world in those teams. So I can't wait. They're going to be great games and physical as.
Very physical.
Physical as.
Now the Q Cup finished this week. We had the North Devils 34 beating the Dolphins 20. Both teams are Dolphin feeder clubs.
Both teams Dolphins.
So the Dolphins have got some good little cattle there coming through. That's the North Devils' 3rd Q Cup win in 4 seasons. Yeah. So they're dominating that comp there. And Tessie New got the player of the year of the round. So
did you watch that?
Good old Tessie.
No. Watching? What a
He's
game.
a good player. What happened with that guy? I remember when he started the Broncos, Tessie New.
So good, yeah.
He had a lot of speed and everything was good, but he just dropped off, eh?
Yeah.
That game, I don't know if you watched it, it was entertaining as.
Yeah.
Physical as.
Yeah.
I loved it. It was such a good game. I wasn't going to watch it. I was just going to watch a little bit, and I was doing some work around the house. And I looked at it and I go, there's something going here. And I just sat down and watched the whole game. I loved it. It was such a good grand final.
Yeah. One thing I want to tell you guys, if I told you which year did the North Sydney Bears and the Jets play in a grand final, I'll tell you it's this year because they're playing in the New South Wales.
Also, playing
Exactly, mate. We've got the New South Wales Cup grand final this week, and we've got the North Sydney Bears playing the Newtown Jets. And guess what? Newtown Jets are a feeder club for the Sharks. So that's the third Sharks team that's in a final.
Feeder for the Roosters.
No.
They've changed
it.
They've changed it.
So the Sharks have got quite a few things there. Now, these two teams met a couple of weeks ago, and the Bears won 18-16 to get in the grand final.
Yeah.
So they've always had close matches.
Yeah.
But the weird thing about this is they didn't even finish first and second.
Yeah.
First and second was Penrith and who was it again? Penrith and
Illawarra.
No, I can't remember. Anyway, they finished third and fourth, and they ended up making third and fifth, and they're in the grand final. So that's amazing.
That just tells me that Newtown Jets may have a new marquee signing next year. Miko Hines.
Actually, sorry, no. You know what, guys? I got that mixed up. They actually finished first and second. I'm talking about the Jersey Flegg one, which is next. They did. Sorry. Yeah. They finished first. Bears finished on 36 points.
Yes.
Newtown on 35.
Yes.
Both had 15 wins, but the Bears had one more draw extra. So there are a lot of draws in the lower grades.
And Newtown Bears are good. I would be putting my hard earned on the Jets if it was me.
That's it.
I think they're a slightly maybe better team. They got a better pack as well.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna have some egg on my face on that one probably.
Well, that game's on at 3 p.m. at Combank on Sunday, so that will be a cracker. But before that, you've got the Jersey Flegg Cup Grand Final.
How good is this going to be?
And that's the Bulldogs who finished third up against the Sharks. That's the fourth team Sharks have got in there.
I know.
How good are the Sharks? Anyway, that's at 11 a.m. Combank. Now, in that competition, Raiders finished first and Panthers second. These two teams finished third and fifth. And they're meeting in the grand final. So good effort.
They're both well matched. The last game, I think they only played once, and he's probably got it there. I think it was 2 points.
It was
2 points. 2 points victory to
18-16.
18-16, yeah,
or something like that. Yeah, it was very tight.
It'll be a good game, and there's a lot of superstars. Potential superstars in that game. With the Bulldogs, it's an under 22, I think, competition.
Yeah, I think so.
Now. They've pushed up all their under 18s straight into the cup team. So they're doing what Penrith does, where they play 2 years above their ages. Sorry to keep boring you, but
Pathway Gould.
Pathway Gould.
There you go.
That's Phil Gould's initials. Pathways Gould, because he's responsible for the pathways of everything
in the world.
Yeah.
ESL, English Super League.
That was good too.
This is the final round, round 27.
Yeah.
We had Hull FC 4 losing to the Catalan Dragons 24.
Catalan.
My favourite players in the Catalan Dragons, which is Tariq Sims. So good to see him get a victory.
Right.
The Warrington Wolves, close one, this one, 54. London Broncos 0. Wow, what a flogging.
Demolition.
Sam's team absolutely demolished. Duffy and the crazy Italian, who was suspended, didn't play the Italian. But the Lee Leopards 18. St Helens losing again.
The ugliest jersey in sport.
English jersey.
The Lee Leopards.
What a great game that was. And you know what?
They look like the curtains we used to have in the living room when I was growing up.
They didn't play bad to them.
Yeah.
They weren't terrible.
Well, it's my favourite team. But Lee Leopards, I didn't know they had John Esiata. He's one of my favourite players. I liked him when he was at the Cowboys. He was a very good player. So he's there with Lockie Lamb and Matt Moylan. So go the Lee Leopards. They've got a win there to push them into 5th spot. Hull KR 26. Brad Arthur's team 16. Leeds Rhinos. So Brad Arthur, sorry buddy, didn't make the cut.
He did miss out, but when he took that Leeds team over, they were deplorable and they were coming last, and he's pushed them just on the edge of the final 6. They want him to stay, and he's a legend there now. What he done in such a short space of time.
Yeah, he did well.
They're gonna name the ground after him, Nick. That's how. Like he didn't change the cattle. The same cattle he's got.
Yeah.
And by the end of it, they were looking great. So he's a good coach.
Yeah.
He's a very good coach.
He'll be there for 10 years.
Yeah.
Very good. But he's coming back.
Huddersfield Giants 34. Castleford Giants. Castleford, 10. Tui Lolohea still plays. I didn't know he still plays. He's been around for years. Wigan Warriors 64. I apologise, Salford, because I've been talking them up.
Yeah.
0. Every time I go for a turn, they get flogged. So poor Salford got
they-
absolutely smashed.
Salford rested a lot of the players,
Mate,
and they got some injuries, and they rested the rest.
it's not that, mate. They just Artie's going for it, man. Artie's oh shit, is he going for us again? Shit, we've got to lose this. Oh no, pressure's on. Anyway, now the Super League table finished with the Wigan Warriors first on 44 and Hull 42. Third was Warrington Wolves on 40, Salford on 32. Oh, they still got fourth.
Yep.
Kiss of death, they're going to get knocked out. Lee Leopards 31 and St Helens on 30. So that's the top 6.
Yep.
London Broncos last, so they can join West Tigers. They should have a playoff anyway. Now, the way this works is the top 2 get a rest, and we've got the Salford Devils who finished 4th playing the Lee Leopards. Winner of that goes into the next round, and the Warrington Wolves, which is Sam's team, up against St Helens.
What a
Cracking game.
Yeah.
That game will be good. 3 versus 6.
I'm getting up.
So it's going to be a
I'm
cracker.
getting up.
And
And the first 2 teams that Artie said, they go straight to a prelim. And
Yep.
who wins those 2 games go straight to the prelim. They do it a bit different than England.
that's it. Georgie, you wanted me to do a year in review,
Please.
so I did 2018.
2018. Who was in there?
2018. Well, the Roosters have played the Storm, and
Mhm.
because they're playing each other this weekend, I thought, why not do that game?
Let's do it.
Great game. But before we talk about the round, it was in Origin. New South Wales won that series. It was a master performance there by Brady Fittler, taking the New South Wales Blues to a 2-1 victory over Kevy Waller's Maroons.
Yeah.
First game was 22-12, which Teddy got man of the match. Second game was 18-14 with Boyd Cordner getting
I
man
love
of the
Cordner.
match. And the last game, Billy Slater got man of the match and ended up getting player of the series because Queensland won 18-12. Interesting round there. But it was a very interesting season. We had a grand final of, Here we go, season 2018. We had a top 4 of Sydney Roosters. Listen to this, right? The top 4, Sydney Roosters, 34 points. Melbourne, 34 points. Souths, 34 points. Sharks, 34 points.
Wow.
So all 4 teams finished on 34 points.
Wow.
The bottom 5, we had 5th, 6th, and 7th and 8th, right? Which was Penrith, Brisbane, St George, and New Zealand. Warriors, right? Penrith, 32.
Hmm.
Brisbane, 32. St George, 32.
Wow.
New Zealand, 32. So we always
Wow.
talk about the closest comp in the history.
Yeah.
Well, that was it there. Like 1st and 8th was 2 points difference. So
Sounds it.
what a final series. Now, what's the name? The Roosters and the Storm ended up getting through, and it ended up being a victory to the Roosters, 21-6.
26.
So go the Chookies. Top point scorer was Tanya's favourite player, Jermaine Asako, 33 points.
Go Jermaine.
Latrell was close behind that. Most goals was James Asako, got 94 goals. Cam Smith was on 88. Player of the year, Daly M. Do you know who that was?
2018.
2018?
Was that Jack White?
Nope.
Was it Cam Smith?
Nope.
No, I don't know.
Roger Tavasashek.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
right. That's right, Roger.
The top try scorer you'll never guess, because I forgot about this guy completely. He's a Warrior, David Fusitua.
Kusatua, yeah.
Absolute cracker. And Jermaine Asako broke the record for the most points scored in a rookie season
Wow.
that year. So
He keeps on doing it now.
go Jermaine, he's on fire. That record was set by Mick Cronin in 1977. So he beat Mick Cronin's record. So
See, in the
Yeah,
seventies.
hang on a second.
year.
Wait a second. What was the record for?
rookie,
Okay.
most points by a rookie.
Most points.
Yes.
Okay, so
239
when
points.
Cronin did it, it was 3 points a try.
Yeah,
not
exactly.
4.
And he
Just
got,
clarifying.
he got 225 points. So Jermaine, there you go. Yeah,
Just clarifying.
technically, the fine print there.
Mate.
Apparently, Gavin Cooper became the first forward in 111 years history of NRL to score in 9 consecutive games, beating Frank Burge back in
Oh,
1908. So that's
Frankie
a good record there
Burge.
from
Yeah.
Gavin Cooper. And Cameron Smith became the first hooker in NRL history that year to break the 200 points.
Well, there you go.
Wow.
There you go. Kicker.
That's it, man. Now, I want to have a bit of fun with you guys,
Mm.
right? IMDb. I looked up IMDb and I found the best Australian TV series of all time.
Best Australian
Yeah, I'm
TV
going to
series
give you
of all time.
5 cracks each, right? I've got 20 of them. I just want you to see if you can get one on the list.
Number
Best-
90,
Okay.
number 96.
Number 96, Not on the list.
Don't give me the home and away neighbours and all that stuff.
Home and away?
Home and away.
Oh, you got it there. That's what's that number? That's home and away. Oh, geez, I've got it there somewhere. God, I've got the small writing, man. That came 19th.
Hey, it's over there.
Not on the list.
Oh,
Tanya,
man.
got any good Australian series?
Countdown.
Not on the list.
Oh,
Come on.
No, Full Frontal.
Full Frontal.
Full front. Love
But
it.
Not on the
On
list.
The,
So
the
it's-
comedy company.
So it's a show.
Comedy Cup. Not on the list.
So it's a show.
Australian TV
Sale of the
series.
century.
Best of all time.
So
Gus
you're
and Kim.
Skippy.
Not on the list.
Oh, okay.
Exactly. No,
Gus
you
and Kim.
neighbours before, didn't you?
Yeah.
They were 18th.
Jeez.
Home and
Well,
away.
I said that already.
He said it already.
Oh, right.
Do you want me to run through the names?
Yeah.
Okay.
As well, because we're Yeah.
Well, tell me if you've heard of this one.
Okay.
Number one.
Number
Sea
90.
Change.
Oh, yes. Sea change.
That-
Yeah.
That was number
one.
IMDb.
That was with that. What's her
And-
name? She irritates the shit out of me. That woman with the short hair, Sigourney something.
Sigourney Weaver. isn't it?
Beaver.
No.
Sigourney.
She's American, isn't she?
Yeah.
She looks like a duck. You know what I'm talking about? If you wet her lips, you could stick it to the wall.
She was on Dancing with the Stars.
All right.
Got it.
Answer is. Number two was, I've never heard of this show in my life. It was between 2010 and 2018, 40 episodes, called Rake.
Right?
No.
IMDb.
No.
Who are these people in
It's a
IMDb?
story about a gardener. No,
Yeah.
I don't know.
The third one was Frontline.
Yeah.
ABC
love it,
series.
love
That
it,
was
love it.
I
three.
mean, that's
That's-
is
Yeah.
that, I thought we were talking about show.
TV series. It's
Yeah.
this TV series.
Okay.
Comedy. Love it. Comedy. Yeah. Good.
Now,
stuff.
number four, we all know and we all loved. Tell me you didn't like Underbelly.
Yep. Love it. Love it.
No.
Yeah.
Really?
Well, because it was mostly full of shit.
Still, it's a good show. As in terms
Which
of
one?
entertainment.
It just says Underbelly, 2008 to 2013,
Yeah.
69 episodes.
Hmm.
Number five was Summer Heights High.
Summer
On
Heights.
ABC.
Yeah.
Don't know that one.
No.
I believe that.
No? Yeah,
I
exactly.
don't remember.
Where did
believe
these
that's
this come
great.
from? A Country Practice was number six.
Oh,
Oh, country.
course.
What about Kingswood
Of
Country?
course.
Not on the list.
Come on.
Not on the list.
Really?
Kingswood Country on the list.
No. Offspring. You heard of Offspring?
Yeah. They still got a few good albums.
2010 to
I don't
2017.
remember that one.
No.
Blue Healers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Cops.
Cops,
Yes.
Yeah.
Heartbreak High.
Yes.
Oh, God.
And
Yeah.
to round it off, The Late Show. That was great.
Oh,
Yeah, I
love-
was Steve Bonzo.
Yes.
Yes.
There was
love
Rock
Late
Sitch,
Show.
a few others. So
Yeah.
Rob Cinch.
Wentworth was 13.
Love Whitworth.
Kath and Kim was 15. Prisoner
Yes.
was 16.
Oh,
Prisoner.
Prisoner.
Honestly,
Prisoner.
I thought Wentworth and Prisoner would be up a lot higher.
Prisoner.
But are they saying the new ones or the old
Of
ones?
all time, man. Best of all time. So, bit of a surprising list there. And George, you wanted me to find a player of review. Sorry, man, I'm taking ages. Do you want me to
No.
do this next week?
Oh, go for it. Who's the player?
I don't know if you've heard of him, man. He's only played for 8 clubs. The best journeyman.
Tyron
as well.
Smith.
It's born in 24th of November 1963, 60 years old at the moment. Born in London.
60, London.
London. Played
Leipzig
as a
clubs.
halfback, 5'8",
Gary
fullback,
Freeman.
centre. Started at Manly, 1982. Philip
Blake.
Blake.
Phil Blake.
Philip Blake.
Oh,
He's our man on review. Made his debut
One of the-
round 12.
One of the
19
most renowned sledges in the game.
really?
Yeah.
Yep.
Huh?
He made his debut in round 12, 1982, in a 20-19 win over the Roosters. In his rookie season, he played 14 games, scored 9 tries, won Daily M Rookie of the Year that year. So he had a great start to his career. 1983, first choice halfback. He won the spot,
Yeah.
stayed there for a bit until this other young kid took his spot. They brought this guy from Penrith to take his spot. His name was Des Hasler.
That's like,
Yeah,
So
that's
they
like-
took over. He in '85 he then went to the Warrington, played in England for a bit. So from '82 to '86 he was in Manly. '85 to '89 he went to Warrington. So he's had a bit of a stint in England. Got sick of London or England and came back to Sydney.
Mm,
Played for South.
okay.
87 to 90.
You didn't realise it, eh?
Yep.
he's real popular, Phil Blake. They reckon he could have held his funeral in a phone booth. So many people like him.
They're unpopular.
Mate,
Yeah.
at South, he went back to England again. So he went Australia, England, then decided to come back to Australia, went to North Sydney for a year,
No.
Canberra for a year,
How was he there?
St George for 2 years,
Was he 50?
and finished at the Warriors, 1997.
I don't even remember him at the Warriors.
He played inaugural year. He was in their first, he was
Gee.
one of their inaugural
96
teams.
was their inaugural year.
It's got 95. Auckland,
95.
of
Yeah, that's probably
Auckland
right. Auckland
Warriors.
Greg Alexander was their captain.
That's it.
Yeah.
So he had a career total of 316 games,
Wow.
scored 186 tries, 25 goals, 804 points. Good old Phil Blake, a journeyman.
It's a good one, Artie.
Represented New South Wales City once, Presidents 13 once, New South Wales once. So he didn't really play much.
No.
And decided to have a bit of coaching career in 2012 for the Western Force Rugby
That's right.
Union.
That's right.
Coached 8 games, only 1 win. So wasn't a very good coach, was
Number
he?
one's his favourite number. Played fullback.
But yeah, our man in review,
I love
Philip
it.
Blake.
Phil
What's your
Blake.
memories of Phil Blake?
Chip and chase.
Exactly.
Chip and
Yeah.
chase.
He was the chip and chase man.
chip and
so,
chase
He had a
merchant.
lot of duels with Brett Kenny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was. It was interesting. It was in the 82.
Manly.
His first season was the 82 grand final.
yeah.
Yeah.
Manly.
He scored a try in that too. It was his first grand
Yeah.
final he scored. So, yeah, and that was my player in review. One thing I didn't update you guys on as well, our tips of the year.
Yeah.
Do you know who won that?
You.
No. Tanya. No, I'm only joking. Tanya, you joined late. You probably would have won. But the winner of that was George 111.
What?
Yeah.
No, he was coming last. How did he win it?
Yeah, I didn't say he won it. I just said
Oh,
he got
oh.
111.
Yeah.
Artie, Nico, we both drew, mate. Equal first.
Oh.
I don't draw.
Come back.
It's not over yet.
Oh,
We've
wow.
got 2 weeks to go.
Oh, you want to continue
We
final
have
series?
to. We can't finish on a draw. What's that?
All right. So, okay, this week we'll
I can
decide
share
it.
the chocolate to anyone.
We decided this week, Roosters and Storm. There you
All
go.
right, done.
Winner of that wins the
All
comp.
right.
That's it for me.
All righty. So, thanks for that, Artie. That was quite comprehensive.
No,
No
you know
worries.
what? I rang, actually, I texted Artie late notice and I asked him to do all that. And he just wrote back, yeah, cool. So thank you, Artie. I appreciate that.
The extra day helped. We'll do it on
Yeah.
Wednesday. Yeah.
Do it again. That was fun. Do it again.
So,
Do
we-
it again.
Yeah, do it again. That was fun. If it's not too much, do it again.
so we're gonna have a
One more time.
We're gonna have a
One
new
more.
segment here for Tanya.
Oh, tea.
But before we do that, we're gonna have a little pre-segment segment
Ooh.
because Tanya, how many times have you joined us now? Do you know? 3, 4? I'm not sure.
Oh, I think 4. Yeah, 4.
But I'm sure there's a lot of people out there
than
who probably want to know a little bit more about Tanya. So I'm going to call this Meet Tan or Meet T or Meet Tanya. Going to get to know you a little bit more. So I'm going to ask you a couple of questions.
If I can object for a second, Nico, this was a request from a listener, T, who wanted to get to know our new member a little bit better. So sorry, go, Nico.
All right. So I'm going to hit you up with a few questions.
Yeah,
And
go.
let's find out a little bit more about Tanya. So question number 1. Briefly tell our listeners a little bit about yourself and about what you do, who you are and what you do.
You've heard this, it's exhausting. 17 years in recruitment. So I run my own business. So we recruit permanent roles nationally and internationally. So all industries, all roles. And I also mentor for Queensland Government for the small business program, mentor for Headspace as a career, mentor for youth that are at risk, advisor on the Tigers board for Manny's footy team. I said soccer, and yeah, I think I'm probably going to be another board person soon. I am also, which I have mentioned recently, and Nick knew a couple of months ago, finishing my first book, which is exciting. And I've got 2 little boys, 5 and 8, and they are very cute.
How?
You sound like the businesswoman.
I
Businesswoman of the
How
world.
to-
I told
How do
you
you do
guys.
that?
I told you guys.
How do you
I'm tired thinking about it.
I told you guys when we first had her on, the only thing missing on this woman is a cape. And I'll tell you something else about her. If you put her in a prison, you know how the pods are all separated by race and the
Yeah.
gang. If you put her in the middle, she'll bring them together.
Oh, really?
I'm telling you, she'll
So-
bring
Yeah.
them together.
I'm flat out waking up, Tanya.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for
a
that,
lot.
Tan.
That's
I just
amazing.
come around.
Yeah.
So what do you do for fun, T?
Wait a second.
Oh, just
I've got
wondering.
more
Oh, you got
questions.
questions.
I've got more
Okay.
questions.
Sorry.
Haven't finished yet.
I apologize.
So Tan, I know you've moved around a lot. I know you've lived in Canberra. You've lived in Newcastle. How did you become a Bronco?
So Dad was in the RAF, so I'm a RAF brat. So I was born in Mackay, and then we moved from there to Canberra. But back in '85, because Broncos started in '88, Raiders was the first jersey I wore, but Broncos was essentially the only team then. Started in '88. So my first jersey was Raiders, but obviously being from Queensland, I had to support Broncos. But we moved to Newcastle, lived in Northern Territory, and then I came back here with my family when I was, I think, 10 to Brisbane, and then moved to the coast about 10 years ago.
Nice.
Nice. Yeah. What are one or two of your favorite hobbies?
I read a lot, so probably more recently, not as much, but usually a couple of books a week. And I like to cook, as you've seen.
Yeah, I have seen.
My 3
books. You get time to read as well.
I don't want to get too personal here, but this woman has reading scheduled into her calendar.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I see the photos of what she cooks.
Wow.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. In 25
I get
minutes.
excited. My love language to cook.
Do you sleep at all? No.
Yeah, it's so inconvenient.
I'm in awe. Seriously, I'm in awe. She does everything that she reads.
Wow.
Yeah.
I read the back pages of the newspaper, T. I know that counts, but not all of it, just the rugby league section.
And I've been lucky enough to have a sneak peek of some of the drafts of her book, and I'm telling you, when it's ready, you'll want to read. Is it going to be an audio version?
Yeah, well, actually, Nick was saying I should do an audio one.
Please.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yes.
So I've got one more question for you. And I already know the answer to this. But I want you to describe yourself in one word.
Sassy. That's the answer.
Sassy. I already knew that.
Sassy. There you go.
Didn't think it.
I like it. I like it.
There you go. Sassy
Over to you, Tan.
Well,
I hope everyone feels like they get to know you a little bit better now.
Yeah, and thanks for that, guys. Appreciate it. I'm playing with this segment, and I actually wanted to put it on you guys because I like a bit of trivia, and I wanted to see because you guys are very, very knowledgeable. I kept it to NRL to make it safe this time, but I do want to ask you a couple of who am I questions. There's only 3. So the first one is a celebrity. Everything links back though, so it'll be fine. And you can all have one answer each. And I also think if you guys can't get it, you might have to put it out to the audience, and they're not allowed to cheat, but I've made it quite tricky. Okay, first one. I was born in Australia. I began my career on stage before transitioning into international film stardom. I'm well known for playing a character with a mysterious past, which I have portrayed for over a decade. Damn it! I made it hard.
Sorry, did I jump the gun?
No, good. That's good. Yeah,
that
was good.
I should have mixed it up a bit. Well, okay, so I'm a dedicated fan of NRL, particularly supporting a team known for its success in the 1970s. Who's the team?
Manly.
Yeah.
Sorry, Tanya.
Got me. You could have waited for the guys.
I know, sorry. Yeah.
Okay, next one. Player. So I debuted in the NRL during the mid-90s, and I've only played for one club. I was a key part of my team's success, winning a few premierships. I started my career in a position often associated with speed and agility before transitioning to a more tactical role in the latter part of my career.
This is Darren Lockyer.
God, how? I'm so physical. Yeah, it is.
5'8". He started at fullback. 5'8".
Did I send you the answers? No.
No.
You're going to get the last one. In the last 20 years, I've won multiple premierships. In a grand final that I was in the last 20 years, there was a controversial moment involving an incorrect call that is still debated. Should I stop there?
Lazarus.
No, it's a team.
Oh, Melbourne Storm.
Roosters.
Yeah.
You're talking about 2019.
Yeah, I'm going to make it very hard for you guys.
Okay.
Sorry, guys. What can I tell you?
2019?
The game against Canberra.
Oh, the bomb in the okay. Yeah.
Sorry, Tanya.
That was good.
NRL related. I'm going to make it something else next time.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think, I got stuck on the funny story this week. So I think George is going to do one. But I probably will roll through because mine are very short. And I will say, so one of my funny recruitment stories, and it will only be a minute. It was probably about 12 years ago, and I recruited for a federal government department, and you guys can just guess which one it is because I can't mention it. And I had temps, so they would work for me through my payroll. So I run about 130 temps. When you fire them, you have to wait and for them to pack all their stuff up and then escort them out the door. So I was doing this with one of the guys, and he was like, oh, he packed all this stuff up, and we're in a call center of like 500 people, packed all this stuff up. Oh, I'm just going to duck to the bathroom. No worries. It's all good. Comes out with no pants on. And he goes, it's Pants Off Friday, mofos. Flips everyone off whilst he's running around the call center.
What the?
And I was like,
professional.
Manoli.
Manolis.
I was like, well, it's Thursday, but well done. Put your pants on. Let's go.
I thought I saw everything in all my years in call centers, but I've never seen that.
Wow.
Yeah.
What was Sasha?
And I have
what was Sasha thinking? What was Sasha
Then he
thinking?
became an Uber driver.
So you guys miss out, especially these days in the corporate world. You got to see what these people are like. I mean, Tanya, you know what I'm talking about. You see them all the time. The guys, right? They all wear the chinos, right? No socks. No one wears socks. They wear the moccasins, but not like the ones, we used to wear with the two little things dangling on top. They don't have that, right? And they're all wearing the same shirt. They've all got hair like that, every one of them. They've all got the same shirt with the sleeves rolled twice. They look like real estate agents.
Is that the new look?
There you go.
Is that the new
But
look?
I will roll in one of those every now and again because I've interviewed I think it's like over 11,000 people now. So I have some crazy stories. So.
Love that one. That was good.
That was good.
Pants Off Friday. Again, what was Sasha thinking?
Must have been session for sure.
What was Sasha thinking?
Yeah, that's a typical session thing.
Typical Sasha. That's good. Thank you, T.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Well, have you got anything else for us?
Just a shout out to one of my clients, and they've been listening to you guys avidly, Atkins Health on the Gold Coast. So they actually are EPs and physios. Matt, Toby, the owner, is one of my best mates. I've known him for about 4 or 5 years, and he's awesome. They do great work with their clients across all ages. They work with a few footy teams too, which is really cool. Matt is a avid Roosters supporter, and he was actually on my LinkedIn. We took a photo during Origin, and he just was so happy this year that New South Wales won. My condolences, Matt, because you're going to get smashed this weekend. I can't wait.
No, you're not, Matt. Don't worry.
But they're an awesome client. So yeah, shout out to them.
Shout out to Atkins Health on the Gold Coast.
Yeah.
Love your work.
Sports physio or just in general?
Sports physio, EP. They work with veterans, which is really cool.
Good.
So we've recruited for them as well. So yeah, just awesome people to work with.
And how long have they been there, T?
I think the business has been going for 5 to 6 years, but they've got a few locations, about 4 or 5. So the Sports Performance Centre in Runaway Bay, where they have a lot of the Masters footy and things like that. They've actually got a big performance centre where they've got their own gym and pool and everything else. But Toby's quite passionate. He's young too. He's like 31. Wow. Quite passionate around helping veterans. So he actually will work like a full week, and then on Saturday, Sundays working with these guys. Because EP's obviously more around the mental side, the mental health side too, as well as the physical. So I think I went in there once to see them for a client visit, and I think it was like the PNG NRL team were there. I was like, what are all these people doing in there? I was like, footy players, I knew it. So I just hung around for a bit because they were quite cool to talk to. But yeah, awesome clients are doing great things, which is nice to see.
Once again, Atkins Health, was it, on the Gold Coast?
Yeah.
You didn't go on a Friday when it was No Pants Friday, did you?
Oh, you'll wait for my other stories.
Thanks for that, Tanya. That was great.
Thanks, T.
Oh, good. Thank you.
And over to George. What have you got for us?
My little bit, yeah. So I as everybody knows, I gave a lot of the workload to Artie, and thank you, Artie, and I gave a little bit to T. So for the next 2 weeks, I wanted to try something different. I'm going to call it the Geek Report. So if anyone wants to go to the toilet, go and make a tea.
This is an educational section now. We're going to learn.
This is the time. Or, you know what? I thought I'll break down as much as I can the Penrith system. I've been talking about the Penrith system for the last how many years now? We've been doing this pod 3 years, and I've been talking about it. And I've been watching a lot of film in the last fortnight, trying to understand it and trying to understand the modern day system, because Ivan has changed it over the years. So I'll start with defense. So the defensive structure they play is, you're gonna love this one, Adi, up and out. And why up and out? Up and out. So the spaces in the middle, are very tight. And the reason being is how they tackle. When they tackle shoulder square, hips square, chesty. They clash and push back. So if you've noticed the Panthers, when they tackle, they start lifting them and pushing them back. Okay, that's their style in the middle. So again, square shoulders and square hips, the most important thing, and chest and push. Instead of most teams, our teams, they bend, drive. So Penrith, well, a lot of the other teams try to do what Penrith do, but they do it the best. They don't really wrestle, unlike everybody thinks that they're really good wrestlers. They don't really wrestle, but their idea is to win the momentum, to win the space, or to win the tackle. That's their biggest objective. So we know when you kick the ball down to them, they're the best at getting out of dirty ball. Now, tackle 2 is the most important tackle in any set.
Tackle 2.
Tackle 2 is the most important tackle.
Why?
Okay, so the first one usually is a nothing hit up. They kick it and Dylan Edwards or whoever gets it. The second one is when the momentum has to start, because the rest are getting back. Remember, the Fish and Leota get it usually on tackle 3. Yeah? They get on tackle 3, up near halfway, not down in dirty ball. And dirty balls are different. We'll talk about dirty ball.
That's when the wingers take it up.
Yeah. Okay. But tackle 2, both sides of the ball are the most important tackle. Yeah. So with ball in hand, if you have momentum, your set will end up well. You'll have momentum through the whole set. If you tackle them on tackle 2 and push them back, they've lost the momentum. Watch the game, Adi, Nicole. You'll see tackle 2. You'll see that they run in. Every team. Okay, so that's defensive. You notice how they get caught out a lot on the edges. They get stripped sometimes. Okay, because it's up and out. So they prioritize that the push. Yeah. So that's that. In good ball, and this is the Ivan Cleary magic. So when they've got in good ball, they have all these weird and wonderful shapes and systems. The biggest one that they play is Yo is either a front rower, so he'll just take it up. He'll just go straight when he has to take it up straight. So when he's in bad ball, he'll be a battering ram. Okay, in good ball, okay, right behind the ruck in the drain, that's where he targets. That's where he looks. So he's waiting for the markers not to get up, and he goes right into the drain. Or he'll link up with Ivan or with what's his name, the 5'8", Lil White. But what he does is when they run, have a look. They shoulders and hips are square. So all their game is square, straight. The runners run angles. Okay, so all the ball runners don't have to run angles. They all run lines, and it's all same look. It's all the same lines. It's all the same lines every time. Every time in the field, like in bad ball, you'll see the same person do the same run every time. Okay, in the middle of the ground, same person does the same run every time. That's how drilled they are. Okay, this is the beauty. Ivan Cleary gets the ball on the first A attacker, gets the ball. Okay, always shoulders, hips, square at the line. So what he's trying to do is square up the defense. Okay. He's got two lead runners on his hip. Okay, he's got the fullback sweeping, and he's got in staggered form the center and Tago and the wing. Okay, Tariva. Okay, so no one has to say anything. If he drops his shoulders, not his hips, if he drops his shoulders, one of the runners goes in, runs an in line, okay, and he can either go short to his double leads, or one of his leads, okay, or he skips the double lead, lets him go through, skips the lead, okay. Now he turns his shoulders and his hips, and all of a sudden you'll see the two runners run in. So no one has to say anything. It's all about his shoulders, hips, and his head. Now, all this time, Nathan is looking at the line. He's not looking at his runners. He's looking at the line to see if anyone's exposing a shoulder, if anyone's moving in, out, if anyone makes a bad read. He's looking at the line. Okay, then he knows who to hit. With his actions, that's when you'll see the runners change lines and change shapes. It's the most amazing thing. And he picks the right ball every time. And that's the good thing about Nathan. He picks the right pass every time. And this happens in second. All these things happen in milliseconds. And no one says nothing. It's how Nathan reacts in terms of running. They all know how to drop off. If they drop in, drop out, an X, a Y. Some of them hold. And the other thing is that Nathan, in the same tackle, can speed up the play. So he'll slow jog, then he starts running faster. Then all of a sudden you see an X. When he starts running faster, he's seen someone drop off. He's seen someone not tying in. Okay, then the two centers know to produce an X. It's the most amazing thing, and I haven't explained it properly. But if you look, you'll see what happens. Then we go the other way, little way. You know when he jumps on the spot and we think he's doing nothing? Okay, look what happens around him. Look what happens around him. People start setting themselves up to they all go to spaces where he knows they're going to be, and he just picks an angle, a run, okay, to do. So it's not, he's just jumping on the spot. No. There's a reason for everything. Everything's got to back up. When Nathan sweeps to the other side and Dylan sweeps again to the other side, on the little Y side, they're more simple. They don't play those X, those Ys, those drops. They don't do that. Nathan always has double leads on him. Always has double leads, and one always drops inside if he turns his hips. Okay, that's in good ball. And the best thing about Penrith, they're patient. They're patient. If they're in trouble and they're behind the scoreboard, there's no panic. We go back to grind. We kick, we tackle. Don't worry about the scoreboard. We kick, we tackle. Okay? And Nathan leads, which is why Nathan's Nathan. He will lead us out of the thing. They believe that they will win on the 80th minute or 79th minute. They will win. Doesn't matter if they're 15, 20 points down. There's no panic. I've never seen panic anyway. I've seen them lose. I've seen them lose many times actually this year. But panic I haven't seen. They lose. They concede, and there's always a reason. The best part of Penrith's game is they front load. So Penrith will not beat you if you've trapped them in their half. They won't beat you. They're not going to make 100-meter breaks, 50-meter breaks. They don't do it. They don't think they're going to do it. They don't care they're going to do it. They're waiting for you to make a mistake. They're waiting for you to make a mistake in the middle of the field or in their good ball. And the minute you've made the mistake, they've got you. They've grinded you out of the game. They're going to just dribble it into the in goal, and they get the ball back. Dribble it in. They don't care. They'll score on the 5th attempt. That doesn't matter for them. That's the way they've been trained. That's the way they've learned to play. And everybody tries to play the same way. The only difference is that they play the same way. They play the same way. You can get Penrith if you keep them in their half. Okay, you can eventually wear them down. If you make 0 mistakes or complete 90% and miss 4 tackles all game, you'll get them. You'll get it. But you'll drop that ball. You'll drop one ball, and the minute you drop the ball, their minds go, okay, let's set in. Let's set in for what's next. You know what I mean? We're going to grind them. You know what I mean? So they're an amazing team. The other thing is the way they get out of bad ball. No other team No other team. Cronulla try it. They do it pretty good, but no other team get out of bad ball like they do. Toho, second tackle remover, the most important tackle. Watch the games. You'll see the second tackle, tackle 2 is the most important tackle. That will set you up for the whole set, defense or attack, either way. Set you up for either way. You know what I mean? And you'll see that they chase it. They chase second tackle, and third is always the fish or the Leota. You know what I mean? Amazing thing. And I could break it down more, but it'll be another half an hour of me talking rubbish. And I'll do Melbourne next week.
Well, that was pretty comprehensive.
It was.
That was awesome. I actually took notes because I'm going to be training Manny soon.
Are you listening, Fitz?
The thing is that in terms of their skill level, they're one of the most skilled teams in the competition. And the skill things are simple: catch, pass, tackle. They don't wrestle. I know we all think that they wrestle. They don't wrestle because they win their tackle. So it's all about micro moments. I feel watching them, they play every tackle or every moment. So a lot of teams, I think, like West, they think about the whole set. These guys think about one tackle. We're going to win this tackle. You know what I mean? And that's awesome. And the other thing is the good thing about there's in a rugby league team who's a serious rugby league team, you have 6 to 8 role players, and you have 3, if you're lucky, 4 superstars. The superstars wait and look, just look to see what's happening. The role players are the ones who go at 100 miles an hour, who do all the tackles, who do all the runs, and we think that they're superstars, and they're very good. Don't get me wrong, but the superstars, you know, the superstars. Tommy, we said, which is not really a superstar. You know what I mean? I don't know if he's lucky. Their role players are very high level role players, and their superstars are high level superstars. I just waxed lyrical about Nathan. In the Penrith system, he's a star. There's nothing like him in the system. I mean, we can argue DC is a great player, and you know, Jerome, the Melbourne halfback's a great player. Hughes is a great player, but what Nathan does to this Penrith team, nothing like it. No, nothing like it. But he hasn't done it on the big stage, so I'm not prepared to say he's sterling until I see him do that. I enjoy watching them play.
So you said you're going to do Melbourne next
Melbourne's
week.
very simple.
So you're giving us the grand final preview.
I think so. I'm hoping to do that. That's why I'm doing. Melbourne, you'll be surprised. Melbourne is John Creese, and I've gone back to some old stuff. John Creese is a very simple man, a very simple game plan. But he relies.
Simple game plans are the ones that
he relies on a few things. Okay, Ivan really, as I think, as a tactician, as a coach, Penrith play a very complex system. Extremely, just the up and out. I've never seen. I'm not going to say that no other teams done it. I'm sure other teams have done it, but I, in my life, haven't seen up and out. It must be the most hardest system to learn, and you see them get caught out, or you can catch them out on an inside run because they're going up and out. You can catch them on an inside. You know what I mean? That's where all the breaks happen. And the other good thing is that they make maybe 6 errors and they miss about 10 tackles in the whole game. I mean, that's a massive thing, and they cover their mistakes.
And they punish you for your mistakes.
That's the other thing. Is so they front load their efforts. So 20 minutes.
This is sounding like a Brad Arthur press conference.
No, is that what he says?
Every weekend.
Front load your effort. Yeah. One problem, they didn't do it, but
yeah, I know.
Melbourne, Penrith really front load. So that's where you get them. Because if you stop them only scoring 12 points, you're in the box seat because you're going to get your chance. You will get a chance. You will get to score on them until you get to the second half and the grind starts, the washing machine starts. And then if you're close to them in the washing machine, you've got a chance of beating them. But again, you can't make mistakes. and you can't miss tackles, and you've got to believe. Because when two teams are on the field and two teams face each other, one team can feel the other team's vibe, and when one team believes something so much, you feel it, and it gets you in your heart. Because rugby league is 80% mental. We know that 80% mental.
Most sports are.
Most
you
sports
can beat them psychologically before you even start.
Yeah. So again, when you're playing them, I can't imagine the vibe that coming off this team that they believe they're going to win. They're going to believe. They believe they're going to win, and you feel it. Cronulla is going to feel that you just have to beat us today. Yeah? We're not going to roll over like Cowboys are. You're going to have to beat us.
Yeah, well, next year will be interesting without that kind of cold, calculated.
Yeah, absolutely. You're talking Penrith?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Next year's going to be an interesting year, a very different year. Yeah.
That was really great.
Thank you. And that's me, Nicole.
That was good.
I'll tell you something. When I started watching footy when I was 6, right? And I thought I understood it, but I never really understood it until I started hanging around this bloke.
Yeah, he does.
I started to actually learn more and more about what I was seeing.
You know what? I actually told someone today, David, when I was playing rugby league, and I think when I got to about 13, I don't know how, I just knew what was happening. I don't understand why. I knew where to stand, and I know that they're under fatigue, and I didn't know these things consciously, but I just knew. I don't know. And as I got older, in my late 20s, I looked at the game and I just understood where they're going and what they're doing, why they're doing it, and there's a reason. There's a reason for the top teams. That is, the bottom teams strugglers. They try, but they just can't. That's why they're at the bottom. Most of the top 6, everything has a reason. Yeah, it could be, let's hit the ball up to get out of bad ball, but that's a reason. There's a reason for everything. So, and the other thing Penrith could do, and he's starting to do it. So every set of 6 in good ball, you get one shot. For say, okay, Penrith can go shot on shot on shot. The only team I've ever seen, the Parramatta team in the 80s done it. Bulldogs didn't do it back then. So they'll set one play up because he got forward momentum, and because they win tackle 2, Nathan can go shot, then Luloi can go shot, then Yo can go shot. They can go shot. It's scary. My hair's on my back lip when I see shot. But now they've gone down to shot, maybe 2 in the set. Love it. I love it.
What's that?
So that I'm not going to go because I'm going for another hour for what they've got in their sleeves.
Magic team.
That was great.
And that's me.
That was great. That was great.
That was good, George.
Boring.
That was very comprehensive. No, it's very
That was
interesting.
good.
I'm going to be watching them with a magnifying glass.
The main thing is every team watch tackle 2 and watch what happens. Both sides of the ball. Yeah, both sides of the ball. And then when someone carries, look what happens around them. So when I was watching Manly, when DC was carrying the ball, or Ola Kawadu, nothing was happening around. Nothing was happening around him. When Drinky was taking the ball, nothing was happening around. I mean, Paul Val had to make his own breaks. He done an X to make a break to score a try. The guy was half injured. You know what I mean? Paul Ruben Cotter goes up 1 out. Like there's no support around him. I actually fell for him. So always don't look at the ball runner. Look what's happening around them, and look what's next. What's next? What's going to happen next? So the hit up is a hit up for a reason. Remember, there's always a spot. So that's the other thing Penrith do really well. They will attack this week. They're going to attack the
Trindle.
They're going to rip his shoulder apart. They're going to play all around him, right? And they're going to pull players apart from him. Then they're going to go. They're going to hit his shoulder. Someone's going to go on his shoulder. Fish is going to hit his right shoulder. Okay, he might make a tackle. Okay, they're going to get him up. They're going to put him back on the rack, and they're going to go again at him. And this is going to happen 80 minutes. They're going to go and they're going to go, and he might not be it might be someone else, but they've got a spot and they're going to go there all the time. They don't care if they don't hit him the first time, rip him up. Ivan Cleary told them that's what they're going to do. They're going to keep on going to the well. They're going to keep on going to the well. They're down 20-0. They're going to keep on going to the well. Keep on going to the well. Ivan's seen something in video, and they all believe it. They all believe it.
Why didn't you go and interview for the para job? You.
Because I'm sure, you know what, I think I know things, and then I see interviews with coaches, and I think, I know nothing. I know absolutely nothing. You know what I mean?
That was great.
Well, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's
that was pretty cool.
And the person who asked me to do that, I hope you enjoyed it as well.
And that brings us to the 2-hour mark exactly. That's a wrap.
We can never do it, can we?
There's a wrap.
You gonna ask T the song of the week?
Yes, I am.
T, song of the week. Listen to this one, Odin. You'll love this one.
Oh, okay.
You're gonna love this one.
Yeah.
Oh, because we missed it, didn't we?
Yeah, we missed it last week, so we kept it up our sleeve for this week, T. So go for it.
No, you say it. I've forgotten the.
Please.
No, because I've forgotten the. I'm still thinking about Ivan Cleary. I forgot the name. I know why we're doing it.
No, I've got it. Hang on.
I know.
You got it?
You sent it to me, yeah. Yes.
Okay. We're going to celebrate. We're going to win. We're going to celebrate the re-signing for a certain player. Do you remember?
Yeah, I've got it
Yeah.
in a second.
Sorry.
Oh, Reese.
So do you want me to read it out, or do you want to read it out?
Oh, you do it. You do it.
Okay.
Okay. So this is from Tanya. The featured song of the week will be "Year of the Cat" by Al Stewart in celebration of Corey Horsburgh re-signing.
For Canberra for
George?
3 years. So
wow.
we're going to celebrate Corey Horsburgh's song.
When I told George that, he almost fell off his chair.
I was on the ladder, T. I nearly fell over.
You should have gone to the Broncos. That's right.
So you should go to the Broncos.
Yeah. Well, that was the thing, wasn't it?
Was he at the Broncos originally? No, it's a Canberra junior, isn't he?
No, but they were talking about it this year, and they re-signed him.
Going to the Cowboys.
If you want rubbish, by all means, you know what I mean.
He's
so anyway,
The Year of the Cat it is.
So
he's got a good kicking game now.
Hey, try of the year. I swear, I'm going to call that the try of the year. You got to see this try.
I saw it.
We saw it.
I'm calling that the try of the year because it's the most arsiest try I've ever seen. He didn't know. He's running. He looks got the ball in his hand. He didn't believe it.
It's all planned.
Yeah.
Ivan Cleary rubbish compared to this guy. This guy, he went shoulders, grassy, blade of grass. He got everything perfect.
Yeah. So the Boy Wonder will tack the Year of the Cat. Do it on.
And that wraps up episode 89.
Enjoy.
So thank you, everyone, guys. Another great night, fun. We've only got a couple left to go.
Great.
We'll be doing obviously next week we'll be doing the grand final, and we'll have a wrap show as well.
Can't wait
for the year in review.
That'll be fun.
So have a great week, everyone, and we will see you next week with the grand final preview.
That's it. Happy rugby league, everyone.
Happy rugby league, everybody.
Guys.
Enjoy.
Thank you, T.
Good night.
See you.
Yeah.